like this.
Yeah, he's getting it.
Yeah,
You're doing the ska dance.
We're live.
For some reason, Billie Jean popped in my head. I was like, those bad lyrics for that for this moment.
Hey, it's mute.
It's not mine. So.
Nice. This is trippy because they're both side by side.
I'm so jealous of you guys and your multiple monitors. Fuck.
Gotta step up your game, Adam.
I know. I gotta figure out where to make room. Space is my enemy.
Yeah, me too. I want to get a wider table too. This one's pretty short. I think it's only maybe 48 inches, maybe 4 feet.
I want you to get that 90-inch one.
If I could just get a big ass desk and put in here, I could make all that work.
Well, it's crazy because I have the standing desk, right? But I have two of the same desk next to it going this way, out perpendicular. But they don't get used for anything. My computer sits on top of that one and nothing sits over here. Bunch of junk.
I'm in the market for a desk. You know this.
Right, when I upgrade to the IKEA tabletop, I'll give you this one.
Okay.
You just got to buy legs for it, which are like $30 at IKEA.
I can get some. Anyway, let's start.
What do you guys think of the new guitar?
Ooh, that looks nice.
It's brown.
It's brown.
It's wood.
It's wood.
It's all wood.
Wood is brown.
Oh, Frank, you got your shit plugged in?
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Your sounds.
Oh, right. Yeah.
sound effects.
I completely spaced on that. Good thing we're live now. It's a podcast, people. Get used to it.
Well, dude.
It's just that you're different.
Hi.
Sir, next outing, Charles Beaumont comes through with another delightful flight of futuristic fantasy.
Is that good?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's good for you. It's good for me.
All right. Queuing the theme song up for what the fuck is their first episode? Salvador Ross.
Yeah, this guy, or one of the four faces.
That's true.
He's the boxer.
All right, here we go. Eventually, it'll start playing.
What's up, Adam? Jansen?
Traveling to another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop, dark territory.
I know she's not deaf or dumb or retarded or anything.
Bordering in Wonderland, the Twilight Zone review.
Whose is it?
Oh, just like that. It couldn't be mine, huh?
Come on, whose is it?
Well, it belongs to some guy. His name's Halpert. He's about 170 years old, and he owns half of Connecticut.
How do you know it?
Well, I got a new job washing cars in the building where he lives. And I see this little beauty sitting there waiting for some action. Well, you know, the battery might run down, something like that.
You mean that he doesn't know that you have his car?
Baby, he doesn't care. He digs me. See, I've done him some small favors, and, well, come on, let's go.
No, thanks very much.
So, wait a minute, I ain't lying.
Small
Only
favors.
time he leaves that place is to dig some chicks and to try and find out what it was like when he was young.
My father, I played chess with him tonight.
Yes, wait a minute. Okay, watch how I can make nice. Oh, gee, I'm sorry. Well, I'll borrow the wheels again next Friday and be by to pick you up. Now, wasn't that polite?
Yes, very polite. I meant what I said the last time, Sam.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. We can't keep seeing each other. I should never let it have gotten started in the first place.
Sure. As long as you're the saintly social worker and I'm one of the crumbs, everything's all right.
I'm sorry.
Listen.
Didn't feel like editing today, Frank, huh?
That's a
And
lot
I
of
don't need
editing.
no
You
books
kidding
to
me?
show me which way is up. I got the map, and I'll get there.
There? No, there's nothing wrong, Dad. Hello, Sal. Well, are you happy now that you've convinced her that she's too much for a bum like Salvador Ross?
I admit I wouldn't choose you for my daughter. It's not my decision. It's hers.
Why can't I want something in my life and get it? Just once.
Confidential personnel file on Salvador Ross. Personality, a volatile mixture of fury and frustration. Distinguishing physical characteristic, a badly broken hand, which will require emergency treatment at the nearest hospital. Ambition shows great determination towards self-improvement. Estimate of potential success, a sure bet for a listing in Who's Who in the Twilight Zone.
2 minutes to see you talk with aviators. Really, bro?
Anyway, welcome to LIW Twilight Zone Review, episode 172. I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Frank. Edit 2 minutes out of 7 minutes length.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
And I am Adam Wilcox.
That was some great editing, sir.
That was top quality shit right there.
That was like a 7 minute scene cut down into a minute and a half with Rod in there. So
that was not a minute and a half, was it?
Yeah, it was exactly 2 minutes.
Yeah, see, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yeah, such a blast. Today's episode is the self-improvement of Salvador Ross 516.
Like I did that just so you could just get the tone of just how batshit insane this episode really is.
I had the pleasure of speaking to both these gentlemen, Frank, before.
Oh, while my computer's still downloading, so if it restarts like that, it's because it's still downloading for the last hour now.
Classic. I don't know if it was during that or not, but I talked to both of them. So I guess let's just get out of the way. First impressions of the episode before we start discussing it. I don't know. I talked to Jansen first. Jansen, go ahead.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was I thought it was an interesting idea. I didn't have any like major gripes about it. Not that I don't know. It didn't seem like there was anything that stood out to me anyways that would make me hate it. His character's a little obnoxious, but beyond
his
that,
26-year-old character.
26, my head. That fucker's older than me.
He's
pushing 50, man.
Other than some obvious shit like that, I thought the plot behind the episode was pretty decent.
Okay. I looked into it because we just brought it up. The actor was 38.
Man, he must have had a hard life.
And he did some shit after this too, didn't he?
That is a hard 38, man.
That's a really rough 26.
I mean, I'm almost 38, and that's rough. I mean,
he was born in 1926. He had some hard times, man.
He was definitely in the war.
What's funny, the kid that he buys a year from later on, that bellhop kid, that actor was playing 19. He was actually 25. So he's as close to that age that this main character's playing. That is a rough 38 years, regardless. But Adam, your turn here.
I liked this episode. I only have like one minor hang up with it. I'm going to wait until you set it up before I bring that point up.
Okay.
But I thought it was pretty good. I liked the concept of it, maybe more than the execution. But in all, not one of the bad episodes that I've seen out of the season. I enjoyed it. I was engaged.
Yeah, it went somewhere, right?
Right. I hope that doesn't sound like a desperate cry for a positive review, but yeah, that's I enjoyed it. Yeah.
That surprises me that both you guys enjoyed this. Frank?
This was pretty bad. This sucked.
Is that it?
Yeah. I have to play chess with my dad.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the dude. This episode just makes up whatever it fucking wants to.
I'm gonna get into some of that. Yeah,
there is no rhyme or reason behind any. It doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I won't disagree. I'm kind of in between you guys. I
almost like it because it's just so the premise and and how they did it is just so batshit insane. It was just so obnoxiously ridiculous. Like it's impossible to take. It's almost impossible to take this like any of this serious whatsoever. I mean, and the ending is just classic. It's like he might as well have tossed him out a window. It would have been more Twilight Zone.
Yeah, the ending is one of the few things I liked. But
I enjoyed the ending because I was just glad he was dead. Like, good. This episode is over now. That's good.
I think the main reason I enjoyed it is because the underlying message, regardless of all the bullshit that they put you through with how terrible things look and how they get to it, the underlying message was solid. You can't change who you are. It's not going to end well for you.
Yeah.
Problem is, he does.
Well,
And
he does, and he reaps the.
Yeah, because he fucked up. He fucked up the way he did it.
Right.
Not so much that you can't do it.
No, right.
Yeah.
Well, you can't take shortcuts. Is I think the real moral of the story, right?
You
can't take shortcuts
with someone else.
Self-improvement.
Yeah. So that's kind of what my problems with the episode are. I don't hate this episode. I find it's okay. It's middle of the road for me. I put it in the tier 2 bucket. It's just like But my problems are it felt like an hour episode that they cut down severely. Like they actually removed scenes.
Yeah, I got that vibe too.
He's like a dick to her at first, and she's like terrified. He does that thing where you grab a woman's arm constantly, and she's like, "Okay,
yeah." He was abusing her.
Yeah, this
man defined manhandling.
Yeah, she's fearing for her life.
He's basically he carjacked his boss's car, or no, he carjacked a tenant at a building that he washed his car in car. Yeah, right. And
it felt like it started in the middle of the story, right? I think that's the big part that you.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of setup there.
Yeah,
I have no problem with the setup because there is no setup, and that's whatever we're thrown into the story. I get problems where I mean
the title of the story is the setup.
What?
The title of the story is the setup.
Yeah. So I don't really care that they started right there. I care that he's a dick to her. He goes, he punches her door, kind of, and his hand is shattered.
Yeah, that was
hospital.
That's one of the technical problems I had.
To stay overnight for a
Okay, there you go. That's what I was going to bring up. I'm like, who the fuck stays overnight for a broken hand? Alleged broken hand.
That is bizarre.
Even for 64, that's weird. That's just fucking weird. I mean, obviously nowadays they'll take a fucking pancreas out of you and kick you out the fucking door with some fucking Motrin, but even for 1964 standards, a broken hand stay overnight. Come on.
I think that might also speak to like the era that we're looking at too. I mean, I didn't live then, obviously, but I would assume that we might have taken a little bit more time with stuff like that back in the day. So I mean, it's plausible. It doesn't make sense to us now watching this back, but I
was starting to get that weird vibe. Like, is this guy really in a hospital? Because it's awful quiet. There's two people and one nurse, and enjoy some sleep. We'll put a cast on you in the morning. Like, huh? What?
Why? Put a fucking cast on me right now.
You stick a popsicle stick here.
It was like an oversized popsicle stick for like an elephant.
Went to the hardware store, picked up a piece of plywood. Come on, get your shit together.
Some duct tape and a piece of wood. I'm good. I'll be back in the morning. I'm not staying here. Fuck that.
Wrapped his arm up like a loaf of bread.
Something, but He meets an old guy. No, let me before we go in order. I just want to say that when I'm saying the cutscenes out, he shows back up later after he fixed himself. He improved himself, his self-improvement, and she's just like, "Yeah, I'll go out with you. Great, let's go out." And I'm like, "What the fuck? You were just like scared of him." And all of a sudden, and then they go out on their date. They go back to his house that he bought from some guy, traded years worth, and then she's just like, "Get the fuck away from me!" But they cut to them kissing. I'm like, where the fuck are we? Why are they kissing? And she's like, no, I hate you. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
She's a cornucopia of mixed signals.
It was like the dark helmet and Princess Leia Spaceballs dolls scene. But your helmet's so big.
True as princesses are attracted to power and wealth, and you have both, and you know this.
And you know.
I don't think Jansen's seen Spaceballs. Oh, Jansen,
I'll see myself out.
It'll happen. It'll happen when you least expect it.
Yeah.
So you're the one. All right.
Listen, I know the memes. I haven't seen it. I got other things going on.
Spaceballs the flamethrower. That's the only reason Elon Musk ever made 20,000 flamethrowers.
I love that you made an Elon Musk joke out of Spaceballs, Frank.
It's not a joke. It's the God's honest truth.
It's awesome.
Like Joe Rogan asked him why the flamethrower, and he's like, because of Spaceballs the flamethrower. He's like, marketing. So we just
merchandising.
Yeah, he was like, but they wouldn't actually let us sell flamethrowers, so we put on there, this is not a flamethrower.
The best line of Spaceballs, man, we ain't seen shit, or we ain't found shit.
Yep.
Put it this way, Jansen, it's not just a parody of Star Wars, it's a parody of everything Star Wars represents as well.
Yeah.
Like the fandom, the merchandising, all of it.
Like I said, I've seen a bunch of it in pieces. I've just never watched it all the way through.
If you've seen any of the pieces of it, you've seen the whole thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's Citizen Kane, but it's definitely fucking funny.
Yeah. They comb the desert for people.
Yeah.
Comb the desert, and then they show a bunch of white guys literally combing the desert with giant combs.
Yeah.
And they show two black guys carrying a giant pick. He's like, you found him? He's like, man, we ain't found shit.
Fucking blowout comb.
Love it. Let's talk about the episode, though. That's what I'm getting at. She suddenly is like, get the fuck away from me. Like, why did you go out with him then? And then it cuts to later where he trades with his dad. He trades with her dad, rather. The compassion thing. And then all of a sudden they're in love. And I'm like, and we find out it's the next day. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, everything is so like, and it feels like there's middle chunks that were just thrown away. This feels like an hour episode just cut down.
It does have some choppy editing for sure.
Well, like, why didn't he become like 70 years old?
He didn't trade years. He traded compassion.
No, with the hand. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, and the hand guy he just traded.
Like, how did he in his mind go from I can trade an injury for an injury to age for an age? How did this man transition from that to that? That was weird.
Two disconnected stories where it's a guy that could trade shit, and then this romantic subplot, and it feels like they're not really connected in a weird way, because we never see him doing magic shit with the woman until the compassion with the dad thing, and it's just thrown in at the end.
And I don't think her dad would have taken it anyway. Doesn't seem like
I don't know why he would have.
I mean, I personally, I think that is the connection. I think the reason he's doing all this stuff is for her, because deep down he really does love her, but he doesn't know how to do it, right? Or he wants her, or whatever he fucking says.
Yeah.
But I think that is the connection. I don't see that as a separation of plot. I see it as the.
It just feels like it should have been more of a story about a guy doing this.
Right. Well, I mean, it was poorly executed. I'll give you that.
I think they should have cut out all the shit involving her. It didn't.
Well, you needed some sort of motivation, though, right? So
yeah, that's the one thing that he can't have is the one thing that he wants, but he doesn't really think about why he wants it.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. And then, but I feel like it's two separate episodes that are just kind of glued together. And you're like, here you go. I feel like if they should have focused more on him trading shit with people. I found that more fascinating.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely the highlight of it for sure. I agree with that.
I think the biggest flaw of this entire episode was the acting. It was terrible.
I mean, isn't that the greatest flaw with all of these episodes?
No, it's
Especially
best.
the next episode.
It's actually the greatest strength because when these episodes aren't acted out right, I mean, Rod's writing is batshit insane. But if you get the right actors to act them out, it doesn't sound so batshit. I don't know.
It's not that it's good acting in the Twilight Zone; it's that it's Twilight Zone acting, which is why we said Dennis Hopper. I was like, he's too good of an actor for this show.
Yeah, he really took you out of it because
Yeah, he's such a great actor that you're like, this isn't Twilight Zone acting, so you felt a disconnect.
Yeah, and
I was going to say the guy that played Salvador Ross. Where do I know him from? What else has he been in?
He's in Bullet, a bunch of stuff.
Oh, Bullet. Okay.
Yeah,
he was in like 2 other Twilight Zone.
He's been on a ton of TV. He's been in Lethal Weapon. He's been in all kinds of shit.
He's in another episode that is very similar to this one.
Okay.
Dukes of Hazzard.
4 of Us Are Dying.
Yeah.
And that's why it has. I kind of judge this one a little harsher, is because I like that episode, and this one just reminds me too much of it.
Like she was a terrible actress, and he's been in the Twilight Zone. I don't know how many times, like 6.
You know what's funny? Speaking of her, is when they first got together, and he's got the car and he's talking to her. I was like, oh, they have someone age appropriate for him. And then he said he's 26. I go,
I mean, I have it right here if you want it.
We're so close.
But
yeah,
no, she looks 40, and I didn't know where to go.
Do you want to? I don't know. I mean, I might have it right here. You know, you want me to just play a scene? I recorded some, so why not?
It comes in. Come on, get out.
Now, wait a minute. Look, I read in the paper
Oh yeah,
that you're 72 years old, right? I'm 26.
Bullshit.
Now, what would you give to be 26 years old again?
I think you're the kookiest kid they ever turned loose in the streets.
Okay, you think what you want to think, but you just listen to me, will you? I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. Now, come on. How much would you give to be 26 years old again? How much? Well, come on, how much? $1 million?
About $350.
Let's say $1 million.
All right, Phoenix, $1 million. How many calls?
I mean, 75 cents, so 6 zeros on that. There you go.
No, it's not close. Come on, you can do. It's like it's like almost 2-3 million.
I'm not doing the math on that.
Math is hard, man.
Coincidentally, you guys go ahead and talk amongst yourselves for a second.
So I think that brings up an interesting point, that clip anyway. It's never really indicated how he goes from making the deal with the first guy to understanding and being able to wrap his mind around what he's done, right? He just instantly knows how to do it and make it work for the next guy and make sure that he can get what he wants anytime he wants it.
Like they might have cut the setup more to fit in more commercials in between.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 1,333,333 repeating calls from St. Louis to Ohio, in case you guys are curious.
Thanks, Tech.
Yeah. Someone's got to be up to date on how many calls from St. Louis to Ohio things are, and that's unfortunately falling upon my shoulders, my sexy shoulders. So what am I supposed to do?
Thanks for that.
I'm also wearing my
nonsensical information. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I even labeled it that. It was like, how much is $1 million?
With that amount of money, I didn't even bother. It's funny when it's $50 for something. So who you just played there is the only character in this entire episode that benefits from any of this is that old guy who's now 26.
Yeah. He gets to live his life all over again.
Yeah,
but as a bum.
Yeah, because I guess the story is really simple on this episode. Salvador Ross is trying to self-improve himself, which is a bit redundant there, but he goes to this old guy. He buys 46 years off of him, and then he talks to the bellhop when he's old, and he buys a year off him for $1,000. And then he goes in the elevator and meets some other elevator guy, and in the time it takes to go 18 floors or whatever, they all of a sudden he's his age. They trade ages, so we're back to our main character who goes right over to her house again.
Mhm.
And I was like,
There's another plot hole right there too. I don't know if you just said it, but like I thought it happens overnight. Like all of a
That's
sudden
what I
it's
was gonna
happening.
say.
Yeah,
I don't know how this power works.
yeah.
Yeah.
His power is evolving.
This world makes
Not from a Jedi.
like this story in this world makes no sense. It makes up its own rules as it goes along.
All right, I'm starting to lean back towards Frank.
Frank's always a bad influence on everybody.
I'm sorry, it's just
Yo, you make a lot of good points.
really bad.
It's for me, it's talking it out usually helps a lot.
Sure.
I'm in the moment. I'm just enjoying.
It's like therapy. It's like Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying the show when I'm in the moment. So I'm fucking naive when it comes to this shit.
Well, that's why I wanted to start off by what our initial opinions are.
Yeah, no,
I like the episode just fine, but it has some real big fucking flaws for me.
Yeah,
it is not. It's okay. It's a good idea done really shittily is how I feel about it.
I guess I like the concept enough to where I can overlook some of these technical problems. Because, like I said, I was questioning things. I'm like, wait a minute, why is he staying overnight for a broken hand? What kind of a hospital is this? Is this like some kind of like the when they did the Joker surgery on Tim Burton's Batman, like one of those places? I mean, like
it's like when I have to tap out and say, okay, I just have to believe whatever the fuck they want to show me now,
But with old TV sci-fi, I can suspend my disbelief for only so long.
Over and over. And I'm just like, well, I'm already just, what the fuck? Why not? You've already gone over the deep end. Why not? If I'm already like that by the end of an episode, it's like, whatever, it's fine.
You start to get like Stockholm syndrome a little bit. It's like talking to like a crazy person on the subway where they're just like, oh, what else did the government do? Oh, okay, we're going there. And the next thing you say is even crazier somehow.
Holy shit, he's right. The lizard people are behind all this.
Or like a door-to-door salesman that you just can't get to leave. You're just like starting to buy into it. You're like, well, yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
And then you live in the subway.
It could happen, maybe.
Maybe my dad really is Bigfoot. Fuck.
But it's a lot of shit. You're just like, oh, okay, we're doing this. That's how I felt in the next episode. I was like, oh.
Like, oh.
I have major problems with the next episode, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. To be continued.
The next episode's gonna be fucking crazy, and deservedly so. But we're focused on this one, which is
okay. So, basically, I'm just gonna play another clip. I don't care.
What are you telling me to leave her alone for? I'm a good catch, Mr. Maitland. A real good catch.
Not for Leah.
Yes, exactly for Leah. Tell me, what is it that makes you so superior, huh? I mean, what have you done that puts you on the top shelf? Teaching in that rat-trap school all your life? No, not teaching, babysitting. And you come home from the war, and what do you bring? A game leg and a handful of crummy souvenirs to put on your wall. You know what you are? You're a loser, Mr. Maitland. Even worse than I used to be.
Like, what an asshole. The guy is just such a dick. Like, who says that to a vet?
Hey, he's a young man. He's only 26, Frank.
He has some real slick clothes at the beginning there, too, man. Did you like his fashion sense? For a second, I thought maybe he was actually Bob Ross and not Salvador Ross.
Because he was, he was blue collar with dirt under his fingernails.
Yeah. That's something to be ashamed about for some reason.
Yeah.
According to that, according to how he thinks they feel about him, he thinks it's because he works hard and he's not elegant, but really he's just a fucking asshole.
They're living in a 1-bedroom slab, like the first floor on a gigantic building or some shit.
They live in a flat because outside their apartment building it says flat for rent. I'm like, where the fuck are we?
Yeah.
Europe, UK,
and like social workers. So it was he in jail for 6 years?
That's what I was thinking too. I forgot all about that. I'm glad you brought that up. It's like, okay, so did she like get the hots for the bad guy while she was like giving him physical therapy and mental therapy, or
Yeah, and that definitely a lot of Italian American jokes in there.
Like does she have Stockholm syndrome? Yeah.
Everyone does. She must. That's why she goes out with him. She's like, I have to go with him. Don't kiss me, even though I look like I want to kiss you in the beginning.
I mean, he steals a car right in the beginning of the episode. I'm gonna steal this car. All right.
And I always bitch about things that are half-assed, and this is what I would call a half-assed episode through and through. He's not set up enough to be a bad guy with the car stealing shit. We don't know anything about him. She just says, what you have, what I want, you can't buy, which is a lie because he fucking buys it later. But it's always, you're not, it's like a what's his name? Paul Rudd and Ant-Man. You're like, you're such a bad guy. Get your life together. And you're like, I don't really get it. Why Salvador Ross seems just like kind of just too abusive, really. She needs to say, you're a horrible dick and you abuse me. Like, I have bruises on my arm and I rarely see you. That shouldn't be. And the half-ass with the magic, because it comes out of nowhere. They don't explain what it is, why he knows about it, other than he trades a cough for a broken hand. And the old guy's like, it's a death sentence. I'm like, no, the cough was for you. Broken hand. Seems like a good trade for you.
Yeah, I mean,
in his age, he can get by with one hand just fine.
Yeah, but that cough, he even said, is going to kill me because it could turn into pneumonia. And then,
yeah, I think it was I think it was this one.
I love you very much.
Or no.
Maynard? I was just telling Lynn.
Wait.
Let me have a look at you. You're the new owner.
Where's it? Oh yeah. Here it is.
You do something to your hand? No. I came here for a good night's sleep. The Waldorf was getting on my nerves. I bet it hurts. Yeah, it hurts.
Dude's got joke.
Lucky, though. My luck wins prizes. No. No, I
don't know what that
mean,
means.
I've got this awful congestion in my chest.
He's got the COVIDs.
Are you griping about a cold? At your age, it might just be a cold. But at mine, it could easily turn into pneumonia. You know, young man, you could break both legs and an elbow, and you'd still be swimming inside of a month. Yeah?
I highly doubt that.
Well, if you think this is so great, well, let's swap. You take my busted hand, and I'll take your lousy cold. That's a deal.
And magic. And then just magic.
Because reasons.
Because he says, I'll trade you. They weren't holding the same table while lightning struck the building or anything. There wasn't a fucking genie. It's just because.
Hey, at least it wasn't voodoo this time.
Oh, that's true, but I'd rather take voodoo at this point than just.
Oh no!
He wakes up to, I have magic powers. We don't see him realize it. Like, I have magic. He just goes, yeah, bitch. I got a cough and your hand's broken. Get the fuck. I'm out of here. And he goes and trades years for people, like for money. So shit bothers me here.
There's lots of problems.
It's just so half-assed, and he's the parts where he was buying years from like the bellhop and the old guy. I was way more fascinated by watching this, and
I think I mean I don't want to cut you off, but I do think that the old man that he switched years with originally, I think was a kid toucher. Because the way he talked to the bellhop, I'm like, he sounds like he wants to fuck him.
He didn't trade personalities, Frank. He traded years.
Well,
Salvador Ross is just a kid toucher then.
Well, that character was. I mean, was that not just? Didn't you feel a little bit like there's something off about what he just said there? Like,
how do a kid touch a 19-year-old?
It just didn't sound right. I don't know.
Adult.
Here,
he can fuck that guy and be fine.
Is he an old kid? Yeah.
Let me have a look at you. You're the new owner. I was wondering why I hadn't seen you. Well, I've been staying in.
You can hear the kid throwing himself at him.
Operating the elevator. Oh? What happened to Mr. Halpert? Oh, well, he decided to take a cruise with some young friends of his. He's going to be away so long, why he was kind enough to sell me this place. That sounds just like Mr. Halpert. He sure know how to spend his money. How much do you make a year?
Well, right now I get $52.50 a week plus tips.
Well, then this should help some.
It's legal, Mr. Ross.
How old are you?
19.
Would
Damn
you like
it.
to be 20?
Figure I'll make it one of these years.
What would you say
Get the fuck out of here, kid.
a year of your life?
Would you like to be
say,
14?
Tell them you're making fun of him.
I suppose I'd tell him to go take a leap at the moon.
I mean, you wouldn't sell a year of your life
Oh,
for
I
that.
hope you play this.
I enjoy my life, Mr. Ross.
What?
Keep playing.
No, it's over.
You cut it off right where I was interested. Because he goes, trade a year of my life? I enjoy my life. Sure, the days are dull, but my nights are exciting. And I'm like, what the fuck is this kid doing at night?
No,
Do you really want to know?
I'm the Brooklyn Strangler, mister. I don't want to trade my nights.
oh, I think I have it.
Albert, bro.
Well, you can put that in later.
Why do you ask for his name then?
There we are. Now,
He's taking his pants off right here.
doesn't that make it more reasonable? That's
Why do you have to have the pause there?
That's right,
Doesn't that
Albert.
make it more reasonable?
What do I have to do? I told you nothing. If you accept this, you'll wake up in the morning 1 year older. That's all. Now, does it really make that much difference to you whether you're 19 or 20?
Well, now that you put it that way, I guess 20's not such a bad age.
Fine. Then you've made a deal, Albert. A very, very good deal.
Nice doing business with you, Mr.
And
Ross.
Albert, you might pass the word among your friends that I'm always good for cash on these terms.
They'll be beating down your doors. Who knows? I might decide to sell you a couple more years myself.
Just tosses a wink in there. Tell your friends.
It seems so just I don't know, send over your other oh god.
Yeah. That's a pedophile right there.
I know. I mean
I agree with what you're saying, but also he's an adult. So in fact, the more he fucks him or does this, he's getting older. So that's why he has to bring his friends in there.
I mean I just thought that like it was just that one scene though. I mean that's it. It doesn't come off that way throughout the rest of the the episode. It was just it was just such a weird choice of throwing his voice around for no. I mean I thought the old man makeup was top notch for the Twilight Zone. I'll give it an
I
A+.
did have my notes. Is this the best makeup in Twilight Zone?
I think so. Honestly,
It isn't saying a whole lot because it's not great. It's just not terrible.
It still looks like he has corn flour in his hair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than some have been.
I was gonna say we were kind of starting the whole old man makeup judgment thing. I was wondering what you guys thought.
It's the best I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of any other ones that beat it.
Remember
What
that
I-
episode
is-
where
Sorry.
he becomes young again overnight, and she
Yes.
has to raise her husband baby. That episode,
that was close too.
that's close. It's
Yeah,
not,
like,
what the fuck was that episode from season 4 where he goes back in time and buys land? That one's terrible.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
with Judy Nomar in it or something.
Yeah, Julie Newmar.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, Julie Newmar.
Lord.
Julie Newmar.
What I want to know is we already kind of spoiled the ending, right?
Oh,
Yeah. There's an
do what
ending.
you gotta do, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I want to know is I didn't catch it, and I should probably just play it back. I want to know is the gun. I want to see if it was if they took it off the wall, because in one of the other scenes you see it sitting on the wall. Was it still on the wall, or was it different?
No, when they get home. So real quick, because we can fast forward to where you are.
Sure.
He takes her out. She gets pissed. He trades. He goes back when he drops her off, and he's like, "I gotta talk to your dad." And he talks to him, and he's like, "I'm gonna offer you $100,000 for something I need." Because she's like, what you need, you can't buy. And then he proceeds to buy it from her father for $100,000. And then they go out and they're like kissing and they're like, I love you too. And then they come back and he's like, I know you don't like me, but I want to marry your daughter. I genuinely love her. I thought I was using her as a trophy before, just a status symbol, but I actually do love her. Yeah. So just show me a little compassion. He's like, don't you remember? I still do that yesterday. I'm like, fucking yesterday? Damn, they're moving quick. And then, but you see, when they get home that day, or that last scene, the father, they open the door and he like tucks something under his blanket, and I'm like, is he gonna jerk off during the conversation?
Yeah, I must have missed that.
Like, oh my God.
I saw it coming a mile away.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do something else. I don't know. I didn't remember. There's a lot of season 5 episodes I just do not remember.
Yeah.
I think I'm with Jansen though. It's like I like the premise and the message, maybe more than the execution, because it's like he sold compassion, he bought compassion, but he also traded, which means that the father no longer has compassion. Therefore, bang! I thought it was a good ending. I like it.
I think if they were to redo this episode today, it would be worlds different, and we might get something better. But I was going to say something. I just totally forgot what it was.
It would be way too on the nose if Jordan Peele did it, though. It would.
Yeah. Fair.
I think I agree with Adam just said. I really do like the message. Execution's terrible. It's not terrible. It's just not well done.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's the it's really, especially the ending, I would say is probably the poorest part of it. The shooting, it's been done 1,000 times at that point, right? I mean, it's nothing.
Especially in the Twilight Zone, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it feels like it was lazy as fuck, especially that part. I know there was other issues that we had, but that part especially, it's like you guys, you could have gone so many different directions with this.
Quick question, Frank.
Really go ahead.
How did the episode that we keep comparing it to, how did The Four of Us Are Dying end?
It ended with him being shot.
Yeah, it did. He met up with his dad, who he treated like shit.
I love when he asks questions he knows the answers to.
Yeah, The Four of Us Are Dying. The guy could trade faces. He does like 4 different faces. He can like turn into them. And he finally goes into and he takes the form of some guy, runs into that guy's dad, who's like, "Where have you been for 20 some years?
He happens to have a gun ready to run into this asshole for 20 years." Because that's what you do.
The dad clearly hates him. He runs into the dad again at the very end when he's trying to escape, and he takes that guy's form again. The dad meets up with him. He's like, "You fucked over our family. You killed Ma," and shoots him.
Killed Ma.
And it was a very similar story and theme. And
he drove his daughter to kill herself over him or something.
Whatever that was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the credits, I mean, this was apparently adapted from a short story, right? So they were bound to regurgitate something somewhere, and somebody probably saw that episode and
was this Earl Hammy?
No, it's nobody.
It's just Rod?
No. Jerry McNeely, the teleplay, and Henry Slazar short story. So this is a random episode that's very similar to one that they already did.
So this was one of the weeks where Rod was like, "Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry."
Who directed it?
This is Don Siegel. No, that's the next one.
No, this is Don Siegel.
No, this is Don Siegel. Okay. Yeah, I remember I was watching it. I was like, "Hey, he does early Clint Eastwood movies. The motherfucker directed Dirty Harry." Movies like that.
I think that isn't this the only one he did?
No, he did like 4, I think.
No.
He did a few.
I think the next
Simon
one.
in this one.
Uncle Simon in this one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did Uncle Simon. That's a fun one.
Yeah, like
not a good one, but a fun one.
Yeah, because I think the old guy was in the most. I think he was in like 5, and like pretty good ones too.
So I didn't hear the beginning of the sentence.
Okay.
Need his
like the old guy. He was in like 5 different.
Oh, the old guy from Uncle Simon, or
Yeah.
from this episode.
You know, like which ones was he in? He was old. He was Uncle Simon.
Okay,
It was like about 4 other ones.
I have no idea. Off the top of my head, I don't.
He was in I Sing the Body Electric. He was a salesman.
That's right.
I Sing the Body Electric. I Sing the Body Electric.
Oh, we're talking about the old guy? I thought we were talking about the director.
No, the old guy in the wheelchair.
The Incredible World of Horace Ford. I Sing the Body Electric.
Oh, shit, he was in that one too.
Still Valley.
Yeah.
And Time Enough at Last.
Still Valley, fucking terrible.
Dude, Time Enough Last. He was the fucking bang.
Guys, my entire family hates the Body Electric. We all collectively agree that that's the worst episode of Twilight Zone ever made.
I love that episode.
No.
That episode's great. Dude.
You
Great.
would love that episode.
That episode is great. That
loves
episode's awesome.
Hates
Again, I'm right in the middle. It's not a bad episode or terrible, but
It's terrible.
I love it. It's batshit insane. Like
It's actual cancer.
they throw eyeballs down a tube, and someone down there somewhere assembles it into a robot maid. What more do you want? Hold on, Frank. I seen the Body Electric.
I Sing the Body Electric.
I seen the Body Electric.
I Sing the Body Electric.
I seen the Body Electric.
I Sing the Body Electric.
Okay. Had to get
You
that right.
guys.
I don't love that episode as much as Frank does. I don't know why he likes it.
No, too with this episode, my attitude might be that I've got not somewhat, extremely lowered expectations from this season. So when I see something that I'm like engaged in, I'm like, oh, this one doesn't suck. Cool.
Because
Good score.
a lot of them have to do with the acting, though. It's
I didn't think Salvador himself was bad. I didn't I didn't have a problem with the actors so much. It's just that their motivations, a lot of them weren't warranted. And I would agree with both of you guys saying that, like she's sending so many mixed signals through the whole thing. None of it's earned. You know what I mean? It's like just changes from one minute she wants him, next minute get out of my face, next minute I'll take you back, then get out of my face. It's like no, not set up properly. I agree with you.
You know, but next minute he's this guy, next minute he's that guy, next minute he's this guy. I mean, like he every character
are dying.
What's that?
It's the 4 of us are dying, but it's one character.
I think
it just kept on changing. I'm like, why? There's no rhyme. He can do it in an elevator. He could.
So I think it really speaks to something though, because like manhandling aside, this girl makes this dude basically change his entire self before she ever even gives a shit about him. You know, I can understand the whole being abusive and shit, but the rest of him, he's fine. He works hard. What's the problem? Quit being a bitch.
I guess kind of what
he's a blue collar guy.
If he in the very beginning, the old man, pulled out a gun and shot Salvador Ross right then and there, it wouldn't have been any different.
It would have just been whatever.
Salvador Ross. It's a very good title because episode is about that more so than it is about don't try to better yourself or whatever the fuck the message was. Or don't.
The message is you can't buy compassion. That's something.
But he did buy it.
He did, and it didn't work.
Yeah, because he bought it from the wrong person.
Have it end well for you is the real one.
He could have. If he wasn't a fucking idiot.
he gave all his bad stuff to the guy that he traded with. So the guy happened to own firearms. Yeah,
I think
as it was with figuring everything out and how it works. You think he would have been smart enough to know, hey, if I do this and then go ask him for something, it's probably not going to end well for me.
Exactly. I think the message. I think the message. I like that the idea of you can't buy compassion or whatever. It's fine, but that's not what they showed me. They showed me if you're gonna buy compassion, be smart about it.
Yeah,
like
I hear that.
That's what I got out of it. He could have bought it from that guy in the hospital bed, and he'd be fine. He'd be alive still and have that girl.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just failed. It falls flat for me.
It's like, so this old guy in the wheelchair, he was a little bit of less compassion away from just a cold-blooded murderer.
Well, that's the funny part is it comes full circle, right? Originally, I'm sure this guy wanted to kill him, but he had too much compassion to kill him. So now that he doesn't have any compassion, he can finally let himself be free and kill the guy.
And he sold out his compassion, so therefore, yeah. Otherwise, he probably would not have shot him.
He's gonna have so much money in prison, though. He's got $100,000 now, and he's probably gonna go to jail.
That would be interesting too. If you had a follow-up episode, and all of a sudden he has the power, like after he killed him, like he has the power to switch with people.
First thing he's
doing. I looked up at one point what $1 million in 64 would be today. And it's like $8.7 million or something shit like that. It's fucking ridiculous.
You know, how many calls would that be, Phoenix?
Yeah, Phoenix. How many calls is that? I still don't know what the fuck that means.
A lot. I think
inquiring minds want to know.
I think the old guy was into wheelchairs because he's allergic to wallpaper. What the fuck was up in that house?
I didn't even pay attention.
Their house is just like it's on the floor too. The wallpaper. There's so much in that house.
Too much asbestos in his blanket.
Oh yeah, that looks like a bad Izod shirt that when you stare at it, your eyes get crossed.
Yeah, but when they're in the living room, which just seems like the smallest living room in history, there's constant wallpaper from like every single inch of the room is wallpaper. She opens the door to go to her bedroom at one point, and you can see the crack in the door. I'm like, there's more hideous wallpaper in there. Like you can't escape it in this house.
You know, it's some cheap shit they got on discount for the set, and they're just like, fuck it, put it everywhere.
It's not like his house that he bought, Salvador Ross, when he trades it, it was the same house from another episode. The one we just talked about where the old man becomes young again.
Yeah.
Or young, and she has to raise her baby husband.
It was also
what was that episode?
It was also the same room where with the shoes.
Dead Man Shoes.
Yeah, Dead Man Shoes. Yeah, that's it.
Short drink from a certain fountain. That episode.
Yeah, it was like it was like a shot of vodka with a cube of sugar or some shit like that. Like what?
Kilo with a cube of sugar.
That's it. Yep.
That's what it was.
Yeah, like
we're going to old school. That's like season 2.
Yep.
Far better episode, and I didn't even care about that episode that much.
Much better episode, yeah. Doom. He puts the shoes back on. Doom.
Oh yeah. That it really is a similar episode though. Like that, 4 of us are dying. This one.
I mean, it's been done over and over and like this is the most generic. You know, this is the cheapest generic shit Twilight Zone has come up with yet.
Yeah, I mean, they probably got the script in there like, oh, this is a cool take on something that we've already done. Let's try it again.
Yeah,
that might be part of my problem too, Frank, because I just started doing this with you guys last season. So that's all I've got to measure it to. I haven't gone back and rewatched all those other seasons yet. So
you should, man. They're really good.
Yeah,
it's a matter of time. Yeah,
yeah, true.
Problem is, you guys will be watching them kind of backward. Where you like already saw the shitty version and you liked it because you think that's the only version. Mm-hmm. So when you watch the original one, that's better. Hopefully, you guys get that.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. Yeah. Oh, this is a better one of that shittier one that I watched. It'll happen. Yeah.
And Dead Man Shoes isn't even that good. It's okay.
I mean, you just got to catch a marathon, man.
Yeah, 4 of us are dying. I like a lot better than any of these. Let's go to Twitter real quick. I put up a poll. I did a fuck, marry, kill for this episode.
Want to share it?
I can just say it.
No, go ahead and say. Yeah, this is a podcast. It's audio thing. Yeah, only YouTubers can see it. Yeah,
I'm about to read it off anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Go for it. Read it off.
So I put up for this episode, fuck, marry, kill. Fuck, which would be obviously the best of them. 25%. Marry 25%. Kill. You can do the math on that, right? 50%.
Yep.
I just changed it.
Half the people would rather kill this. So,
if we called everybody who voted, how many calls would how much would that be?
$3.
About $3.50.
I just voted. It's 4 now.
$3.75. Oh, it's already 4.
Fair enough.
So $3.75 if Jansen voted.
I mean, every time a number comes off, I'm just gonna do it.
So, Any parting words of wisdom? Anything you guys learned from this episode other than don't buy compassion?
That sums it up for me. That's all I got.
I didn't get
By
that.
compassion.
Oh shit! I voted on the wrong one. God damn it! Take it back.
Way to go.
Oh yeah, I learned not to start a TV show at season 5. You should always go back and start from the beginning.
Well, it's a show that you can pick up in season 5. It's just sometimes.
Well, that's what I figure. It's like this is a show that's been around for hundreds of years, and they're not episode like they don't follow a timeline. So
how long do you think the Twilight Zone been on?
And like
hundreds of years.
And like,
well, I mean, it was made 100 years ago.
Well, see, the good thing is if you like these, you're really gonna like the ones that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah. Well, I at some point I've seen most of these. I just don't remember every single episode. And now that we're dissecting each episode one by one, I'm looking at them a little different than I do when I'm just passively watching them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, like everybody has their favorite episode because of probably some memory from when they're young.
Memory or just personal taste.
Personal taste, which we already established. The one that I love, you guys hate anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What?
The Eye of the Beholder.
Oh, I don't hate it. It's just it's very similar to our next episode.
I don't hate it either, but
yeah, it is.
I wouldn't say it's great. I mean,
that one's my favorite. Yeah.
Are we going into ratings on this one, or are we still talking about?
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
I'll give it a 7 too.
Yeah, 7, 6.5. Honestly, that's my other thing. My takeaway is the digestion of it with you guys. So, I obviously watch this with a little bit more rose-colored glasses when I'm watching it by myself. So I tend to think more positively. But when I start to really break it down, you guys see things that I don't. So it really helps.
Helps ruin the show for you.
Well, yes. It helps me build like a better eye for like wanting better, right? So
yeah,
I can see the flaws.
Yeah, it's once you start to realize what you like and what you don't like, then you can,
It's like they can do so much better. That's why it's like so crazy.
Yeah.
I think it would help if we gave you like a top 10 list to watch, and then you're like, oh, those are the great ones.
I'm just gonna binge it this weekend. I'm gonna finish the whole thing on Sunday.
Damn, we can watch 120 episodes.
You are gonna have some nightmares because I'll tell you right now, when you binge watch Twilight Zone, you have nightmares all fucking night, man.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, here's the clip before the outro.
Give it a rating, Frank.
4.
Maynard, I was just telling Leah that I was hoping you'd be home. I wanted to talk to you. Can I come in?
Yes.
You leave us alone for a few minutes. It won't take long.
I love you.
Oh, lighter. I thought you were clipping your toenails.
I've got something I want to say to you. I'm sorry for all the worry and grief I've caused you. You see, you were right about me. I wanted to marry Leah to prove something. You see, she was a prize, a symbol. But all that's changed. And I know now that I'm very much in love with her. And I'll make her a good husband, I promise you that.
I warned you I wouldn't let it happen.
You don't understand. It's all changed. I'm asking you for forgiveness, for compassion.
Compassion? Don't you remember? I sold it to you yesterday.
You dumb idiot.
Our Ross program for self-improvement. The all-in-one surefire success course that lets you lick the bully, learn the language, dance the tango, and anything else you want to do, or think you want to do. Money-back guarantee. Offer limited to the Twilight Zone.
Did you say lick the bullet?
No idea.
I just work here.
Maybe it's the wallpaper. The snozberries taste exactly like snozberries.
Their next outing, Charles Beaumont, comes through with another delightful flight of futuristic fantasy about a society of another time in which you literally can't tell the players without a scorecard. They all appear in an identical mold. Colin Wilcox, Richard Long, and special guest star Susie Parker appear in a program called Number 12 Looks Just Like You. I hope you're around to catch the similarity.
Yeah, we'll do that next week. In 12 minutes, whatever.
Yep.
So, we did our last words. We think we talked this one through. Plugs. Jansen, any plugs?
I still got no plugs, but I'll be here every so often. So catch me on Twilight Zone reviews.
Just plug best podcast can be found at reddragonsradio.com.
That's your job, man. Listen, I don't work for you. You paying
What
me?
the fuck
You royalties right now? What the fuck?
Outsourcing your plugs?
You're on a show that's on that network.
We're not on that network. They air our
that
show as
MCI
well.
calling plan that you're on? That network?
Adam, any plugs?
Yeah, www.raiderslost6.com and Raiders_OTLF at Twitter.
Frank,
Yo.
Got any plugs?
now that it's your turn?
Oh, it's reddragonsradio.com.
Oh, great. Yeah, see how that works?
Just trying to, I figured he's on a show that's on reddragonsradio.com. If you want to plug something.
You're going to make a guest. Give a plug that he knows nothing about.
Yeah.
That is lunacy.
Have you met Frank?
It's outsourcing.
I'll plug it for you, Frank. Go ahead and check out Red Dragons Radio for Frank.
No, that's not the problem. Definitely go check out Red Dragons Radio. Not the issue at all.
And if not, then, fuck you. Whatever.
What would you have said if Jansen said go to Red Dragons Radio? What would your plugs have been?
I would have said, I don't know, Well Topic Radio or,
His plug would have been, listen to Jansen. He knows what he's talking about.
You see how you can say more than one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
I need more alcohol.
I don't want to do my plugs. I just don't give a shit. Go to reddragonsradio.com. Okay? It's not about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Linker.
Or, LIWspheres.com is also a good bet to go to. Some good stuff there.
I hear they got good stuff at Pornhub.com too.
Yes. We need a Pornhub sponsorship.
We should stream to Pornhub.
Oh,
I thought about it. Yeah.
I want to read those comments, see whose pants they want to take off.
The problem is I have to apply or I have to register a Pornhub account, and I love my computer. I don't want to ruin it. So that's the problem I have with this.
I will never forget the porno that I watched on Pornhub that made my hopefully son grown right now. Yep. It was a good one.
I know what you meant, but I couldn't follow what you said.
The way I said that was so odd.
Yeah.
I was
you recognize that.
I was trying to be a little bit not on the nose with that.
Remember the video you watched while you were beating your meat that produced your son?
Are you going to name your son after the video?
Make sure I'm on board here, okay?
2 girls with 1 cup. Get in here.
and Adam's down.
Did you do your homework tonight? Check the 6 links.
Oh Lord!
Oh, that's great. Oh, fuck, that's good shit.
Quick break.
We're gonna take a potty break. Podcast. Until next time. In the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Frank Links.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
And I'm Adam Wilcox.
You're 4th, Jansen. You're 4th.
Well, I never know anymore.
No, I'm kidding.
You pick a different one every time.
They did that to me too, dude. It's just a rite of passage.
Hey,
don't worry about it.
The show's just fucking with each other.
Dude. All right.
All right. Until next time. In the meantime, blah 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 blah. Bye.
So long, citizens.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I said it. Video playing. There's no video. What are we doing?
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, good pee.
I am back.
I am back too.
I heard you.
Are you sure?
I am fairly sure.
Are we still alive?
I think so. I'm still recording the podcast, but I'm probably going to cut this part out.
Oh, good.
Get your racist tirade out of the way.
Yeah, this fucking Twilight Zone fucking sucks. I hate this show. I'm just kidding.
I don't know, it's racist, but okay.
Yeah.
If you hate New Yorkers.
Ugh.
I'm back.
You know what's worse about New Yorkers? There's
Yeah.
too many fucking gingers.
Gross. Oh, Jansen, I forgot to put up our paper mache things.
Well, put them up right now, you doofus.
I don't know where to hang it. I hang around the fan and get slapped in the back of the head every few seconds.
Hang them somewhere behind you. Make it sound like it's a fucking chore. They weigh like a pound.
No, they're in the closet. You know how cramp my shit. I'll do it next week.
Yeah, I know how lazy you are. I got it.
I think you guys both need a cup of instant smile.
I keep wanting to say liquid
I'm
smile.
drinking it right now. Did you hear that?
Take this
For me, it's a cup of don't blow my brains out smiles.
Dude, this next fucking episode is so fucking stupid.
No comment.
You loved it, didn't you?
No comment.
Oh no!
If you notice, Jansen, it's like there's like two teams on this show now. It's like you and me, and then these guys.
It's fine.
It's great. I love it. It's like Siskel and Ebert, but team style.
Phoenix, I think I'm gonna buy one of those ring lights for myself. Right now, I have my left and my right monitor are just set up with Windows Paint open with a random solid background to light me well.
Sorry, what?
It's fine.
No, you're getting what?
I think I'm gonna buy one of those ring lights for
Like
lighting. Yeah.
It's everything. It was $25, $30, something like that.
Yeah, I found one that I
It
think
holds
I
my
like.
webcam too.
Yeah, I don't care so much about that, but
I did it, but I like it now that I have it.
do you?
Yeah.
My webcam's just already so high that I don't know if I can give a shit if it's. I don't want it to be any higher, so.
I want to get it on the other side because I use my left monitor as my main one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my only real complaint.
Yeah. Sounds like a you problem, dude.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I can't believe I got that on Thursday. My mouse gets here and my
Oh, it finally shipped?
yeah, finally.
Nice,
And
dude.
the
You're
other
gonna-
thing I just ordered, so there's no update.
Yeah.
So Jansen, you're a big Corsair gear fan too, right?
My mouse and keyboard are Corsair. A bunch of
Same,
my
yeah.
hardware and
Your
my
hat.
PC is Corsair.
I've got the FPS mouse for Corsair, the
This is-
fucking the $50 Corsair keyboard. I love it.
Is that not Corsair in your hat?
No, this is Tillamook.
Fuck the cheese?
Yeah.
You know what? From a distance, it does look like the Corsair logo, though.
It does.
It was Corsair
Where-
logo.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it
the
does look.
Tillamook cheese. I went to Oregon for Christmas and we went to the Tillamook headquarters.
Oh my god, I love that even more.
It's like a sailboat.
It's my favorite hat because it's not like I like snapbacks, but it's not a traditional snapback with the shitty plastic pieces. It has like a metal snap and it's adjustable. I got a big fucking dome.
Are we starting without Frank?
I'll give him a minute.
Yeah, we give him lots of minutes.
Nice.
Frank owes us so many minutes.
All right, we'll take it from him. His kid's about to take it from him.
Meanwhile, on the way to the snack bar,
Yeah.
I can't believe that's not Corsair.
Yeah, dude. Look, this is so. Hold
it
on.
does. It almost looks like Corsair. It's missing 3 double sails. Yeah.
That's
When you
Corsair.
show it like that, it looks the exact same.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even realize that.
I can't
This one
look
is
my
a
mouth
shot?
up that high. No, I dropped my lamp trying to show you my mouse.
But yeah, no, I have the keyboard is the I want to say K95 Platinum, the one with the extra G buttons on the left.
Yeah.
All aluminum chassis. Each key's individually backlit.
Just
Thing's
do
fucking-
this.
It's a monster. It's like a $200 keyboard. There you go.
can't
Yeah, we have the same mouse.
I want to buy that G815.
I love this thing.
This thing it's so nice because it's heavy.
Yes, it's weighted. I like that.
You have mammoth hands.
I have never had a weighted mouse in my entire life. I'll never go back.
I have mammoth hands too, so it fits perfect.
I have fat boy fingers.
That too.
When Frank gets back, ask him what that hideous brown thing is on his wall. It'll piss him right off.
Oh no!
You got a new
So
guitar.
did he buy that record today then, or has he had that? Was that the original he's had for a while?
I think he bought it today. That's the one.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he displayed it. He also asked us about the guitar, and we ignored him. So make sure you comment how shitty it looks.
I can't say any shit about that record in like not sincerely. He won't buy it one bit. 'Cause I love that record.
I mean, it's on my fucking wrist. I'm not
yeah,
gonna
it's
get away with it.
he's gonna know we're fucking with him. The guitar we can totally shit on.
Guitar, it's like, what the fuck is that?
Looks like
He has
somebody wiped their ass with it.
He has Twilight Zone on his TV, and I wish he would angle his camera more at that.
Use it as a background. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, man.
I don't know. Whatever. That's up to him. He had it. He moved his camera halfway through the show.
The reason my green screen fell over when I knocked into it earlier is it's got 2 little things on the bottom. You have to turn them like to get the
Block.
weight. I forgot to do that when I opened it up. So all you gotta do is just like give a light sneeze and it'll blow over, fall
Let it.
backwards. Otherwise, I'm really happy with that green screen. I like it.
I can't remember. Never mind. I got my 100 movie list put together so far.
Oh yeah.
Your what?
I made my top 100. I've been doing this since like middle school or early high school. Making my top 100 movie list, and I haven't done it in a long time.
Are you writing it out? Or do you have it in a digital format?
I just save like screenshot of the posters,
Okay.
Rearrange them as tiles.
You have to send it to me. I want to go through and mark it off and see what I've seen, and then watch what I haven't.
There's so many movies on there where I want to put them in there. Like I have my 100, and I also have like the backups. If I were to do like a top 250, like IMDb does, where like a lot of John Carpenter movies are in there. They don't quite make my top 100. I think I got one in my top 100. Sucks. It's hard not to put them in there. I only got 2 Frankenheimer movies in there, Adam.
I don't believe you one fucking bit.
After the top 100, a lot of them. But
I'm anxious to do another Nicolas Cage movie review.
I only got 2 Nick Cage movies in there.
Which ones?
Adaptation and Raising Arizona.
That's 2 I haven't seen.
I've seen Raising Arizona. I haven't seen Adaptation.
Adaptation's awesome.
And I haven't watched Raising Arizona since like the 90s. So,
oh wow,
I've seen that in a really long time.
I can't remember if you ever told me where you landed on your opinion with Face Off. Do you love it or do you hate it?
I love it because of how stupid it is.
Yeah, it's
stupid movie.
It's so over the top.
It's that's my opinion of it too. But that's like my opinion with the first Punisher movie.
Yeah.
It's fucking bad, but it's when you're young and watching it, it's like the Tales from the Crypt episodes. When I was a young kid and I first saw that, I thought it was the sickest thing ever. Then I'm watching back the acting years later. I'm like, this movie is fucking garbage.
Well, you should stop by Friday night where we're doing Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that's just like you. When I was a kid, I thought that movie was the bee's knees, and then I watched it a couple years ago. I'm like, oh god, this is terrible. But now I love it because it's terrible. Yeah,
yeah, that's just like awesome cheese.
Commando's awesome in a bad way.
Yeah, it is. I can't wait to rip that one up. All right, let's do this.
All right. Let me know.
Frank, is that shit on your wall, dude?
You got like brown shit in your wall. What is that?
Let's talk about the dingleberries on the far right corner of your screen there.
What that is. Anyway,
where?
You don't see the dingleberries hanging on the wall next to the white guitar there?
He's fucking with you, Frank.
Phoenix made me do it. It's his idea. He made me do it.
That's right. You'll get him back.
I do like the guitar, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I want to see a close-up of it. You put a picture up yet?
Bring it over. I want to see it. Is it swirls on there? Or is it? It's not flat.
It's wood grain.
Hold on.
I don't think it's wood grain either.
No, I don't think it's wood grain.
It looks like a pearl. Where's he going? Is he gonna get a gun and blow his brains out in front of us?
God. This show just got real.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna lose my channel after this.
I got a wood grain here.
It's like a zebra wood grain.
Yeah,
almost.
pearl. Man, your camera cannot handle this.
so much information to. That looks sick.
Back it up.
Pull it away.
Back it up, Frank.
Yeah, there you go. That's better.
There we go.
Nice.
Flip the fuck.
Everybody wave. You can see a reflection.
Yeah, it's wood grain in the back, pearl in the front. That's weird. I do like that though. I like brown guitars.
Looks
Did
good.
you see mine, Jansen?
What's that?
Did you see my guitar? I can't
You have
touch
a
the
guitar?
fucking thing. Yeah, I have it in the closet. It's like full on wood grain, dark.
Is it?
I like the wood grain ones.
Yeah, this one's all wood grain. The one behind me.
Fuck it. Put the guitar inside you. Sit on the guitar.
Put it in your bum.
Put it in your dick hole.
What?
They were saying that you should put your dick in the 1/4-inch jack and just fuck it.
Well, you could just say 1/4-inch jack, and he gets two things of information that both fit him. He could jack his 1/4 inch into it.
Right. Yeah, it's
Right.
This is all on the podcast.
It's a layup.
There's no way I'm gonna cut this.
This is good stuff.
Yeah,
I really do like that guitar, Frank. That is pretty.
and locking tuners. Yeah, it's a the top is a 2-piece maple satin,
Yeah.
2-piece, and then the body is mahogany.
Nice. Are you still waiting on parts from it? You haven't strung it up yet?
I actually have to.
He's probably gonna swap out the.
Yeah, I'm swapping. The white pickup.
Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that.
On?
No, I'm going with the aged white.
I was just gonna say, or the white pearl.
Yeah, it's like called Fender aged white. Apparently, it's like
they do stand out. Just looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, like the white ones don't look right.
No, they don't.
Yeah, and I mean, this one says DiMarzio because it's like $90. The fucking pickup. Yes, but the cover doesn't say DiMarzio. But so
I still want to fuck your blue one up there. God, that one's sexy.
In it.
I can't play guitar, but I want to fuck that guitar.
Yeah, like the blue one, it's the same kind of pattern, just this is wooden and it's on top of like a solid mahogany body, and then the springs on the back and the block is all upgraded, and I shrink tube the springs so they don't vibrate.
You gonna cover that?
Yeah, I have the same cover. I just haven't put it on yet because I have a bag of new plate screws coming.
All right, let's get started.
So it's not totally done yet.
I can see Adam not giving a shit. So let's continue.
Hey, I didn't do nothing.
I know, but
don't put me in this.
Hey, thanks for showing us your guitar, Frank.
No, I really do love it, but.
Yeah. I mean, I've been kind of like just getting parts for like the last month and a half or so. Because
I don't ever see that light of a wood color on it. It's always like I have the dark one.
What like the mean?
No, the piece itself, not the neck.
Oh, the body.
Talking about the veneer on the body.
Yeah, the body.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen like a 2-piece maple veneer like that on top of a strap body. I've never seen it before, so that's why I bought the body like with nothing in it, like everything.
You put the neck on by itself.
Yeah, I got the neck from a guy in Maryland, and he gave me the neck.
I was going to ask if you drove to Maryland, but I also realized the East Coast is very different than out here.
Yeah. So
if I told you I drove to another state, you're picturing like a day of driving.
No, it was 2 hours.
Florida itself takes like a couple of days to go through. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I drove because it was he sold to me for like $120, and this neck's worth like $300 because it's a maple neck, so it was kind of rare, and it's from '92, so it's it's a really sought after year because Mexican guitars from like my Mexican, the '96. And then
my Mexican. Do you have Mexicans in your basement?
Yeah,
I'm on a Mexican.
He chuckled, but he didn't answer the question.
Yeah, like back in the '90s, like Mexican and an American were like the same things, just not handcrafted as well. So if you just take a Mexican and do a little bit of this or that to it, all of a sudden it becomes just as playable and sounds just as good as an American, and he saved $1,000. So yeah,
go ahead and put it back in your wall there. We need to get started.
I know, right.
I do like that guitar though. It's sexy. No, put it in your wall.
Appreciate it.
Go on, buddy.
He was gonna go for another 5 minutes. So
I
do like the guitar though. I really do. It's like a caramel, as some people say.
Shut the fuck up.
It is. I say caramel. I also say crayon, not crayon. Apparently, that's a Midwest thing.
So let me ask you this: do you wash your hands or wash your hands?
I'm not from Missouri.
I say cram.
Crayon?
Yeah.
I said that to Matala the other day. She's like, "What?"
She's from
She had
Hawaii. She
no
doesn't
idea
know
what I was saying. She calls aloe.
What?
And I want to make fun of her, but also it's a Hawaiian thing. Like, no, Frank, no.
Hey, remember you fucking started this.
I did, but
I feel no sympathy. I ain't saying shit.
I don't. I'm not asking for your sympathy. I just want to say no, Frank. He's putting it back. Okay. I also
Put
have
it
no problem telling Frank
down,
to shut
Frank,
the fuck up.
down.
Put it on the wall. So if I fuck up, I can correct it pretty quickly.
Oh god.
The tease Phoenix.
It is sexy. I want to fuck that thing.
It's the first car I ever bought with doing this luthier shit.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Born ready.
Theme song in 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Oh, sorry. I'm waiting for it to start. This is on it.
Hello?
You're traveling to another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but
I
of
did it.
mind. That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop, dark territory.
I know she's not deaf or dumb or retarded or anything.
Bordering in Wonderlands, the Twilight Zone review.
I finally chose number 12. I guess that's everybody's favorite. Aren't you excited? Marilyn, what are you looking at, dear? You. Picture of you before. Oh, dear. It is you, isn't it? Yes, that's me, before my transformation. I was a sight, wasn't I? Mother, I think you were beautiful. Well, I certainly don't. Am I very homely now?
Yes.
No, darling. Not to you. But afterwards, you'll be beautiful. Mother, if I didn't want the transformation, I wouldn't have to have it, would I? Darling, what are you talking about? The transformation is the most marvelous thing that could happen to a person. Well, I could wait a little while, couldn't I? Don't worry, darling, you're just nervous. What you need is a glass of instant smile.
That's freaky, Adam. Do that again.
Wonderful.
Oh, it's freaky.
Lana. Pardon me. Lana.
Haunting.
I don't know why teaching you people to use first names is such a problem.
You people.
A glass of instant smile for Marilyn,
I
please.
audibly said, "What do you mean, you people?" When you said
Take it too. Yes, ma'am. Lana. What's so terrible about being beautiful? After all, isn't everybody?
I like the music.
Given the chance, what young girl wouldn't happily exchange a plain face for a lovely one? What girl could refuse the opportunity to be beautiful? For want of a better estimate, let's call it the year 2000. At any rate, imagine a time in the future when science has developed the means of giving everyone the face and body he dreams of. It may not happen tomorrow, but it happens now in the Twilight Zone.
Welcome. I don't care. Welcome to LIW Twilight Zone Review, episode 173, our 5-year anniversary episode, guys.
Woohoo!
Woo! And you've been on for
congratulations,
2
big
weeks.
milestone.
Began this show doing this by myself in my office, and
Yeah, you made some friends.
and now there's 4 of us. Next week there'll be 5. Just a warning, because Richard's gonna be on. My friend
3
Richard.
other people.
By the way, I made a I made a collage of some of the best best moments throughout the history of the show from season 1
Did
to
you finish
now.
it?
No, yeah.
I didn't think so. It's similar to your Bangkok Dangerous review for B&B and your birthday present to me.
I
Both of those were great. Both of those were fantastic. I hope to get them one day.
Frank, I'm starting to see a pattern here, man. What's up?
Yeah.
Here's
the deal.
I have more time than I do.
Finish the 5-year thing because I want to hear that. I'm curious about that. But yeah, for today's episode is number 12. Looks just like you. Episode 517 of the original show. Debuted blah 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 1964. Somewhere in the year. I don't know. I can look it up right now. Let me find out. January 24th, 1964. Does it matter? Does anyone care?
Nope.
Show of hands. Anyone care? No. Okay.
Not
Can I
a single fuck.
Can I like go negative hands?
Since
Maybe
Jansen joined the
somebody
show,
out there would care. Maybe
who?
Maybe somebody out there would care that you stuck with. I don't know. The system of how the show goes. You're supposed to say that stuff, right?
What are you saying?
I don't know.
Does anybody else understand what he just said?
Frank's having a moment.
Frank's smoking, not tobacco. It's very obvious right now, Frank. You made no sense right there.
No, I did.
Take another rip, bud.
Okay, you did. So all three of us are just real dumb. All three of us. What are the odds?
Something about nope, you can't even put it together.
No,
no.
I was going for something, and the way I described it, what made
Was
no
stoned. You described it through a pipe.
You've done that a couple times today.
Yeah. I think I know what he was going for. I think.
Yeah, I'm sure you got it. It was supposed to be inside.
Are you trying to pat yourself on the back?
I don't know at this point.
I think he's saying you're newer on the show and you're saying it negatively.
No, what? No.
I guess no. Okay,
No.
so this is all on me, Frank. I'm sorry. I should have understood.
This is the part of the show where the drugs and the alcohol came in.
You guys, shining stars.
No, I said, I was saying, no, don't change the way the show is supposed to go, because that's what you always say. So just say it, because maybe somebody else out there will want to hear you say it because you normally say it. That's all I was saying.
Hold on, guys.
Stop following.
Hold on.
Are you supposed to say something?
Where is Bucky? And what has he had?
Angel dust. I told him. He's been smoking too much of it.
Glenda, I want you to call an ambulance, and when they get here, I want you to tell them what he has had. You understand?
I knew Adam would know what I was talking about, what I was waiting for.
Frank. Prolong it. Like, do I want to interrupt these guys? I'm like, fuck it.
You did. Anyway, today's episode is whatever I said before, and we reviewed it, and we have some mixed emotions. So before we start breaking down the episode specifically, let's go ahead and just similar to our last episode, which I think is kind of a new theme here, because I'm sick of breaking these down scene by brutal scene. Yes. I kind of like this saying, what do you guys feel about the episode overall? And we started with Jansen last time. Well, today, I'll go first. Fuck it. I like this episode. It's both fucking awful and so schlocky. I like it again. It is all the fuck over the place, and I'm like, what are they going for here? My last note is, why the title? What's the point? She chose number 8. Why does number 12 look just like you? I have so many issues with it, but also I love the episode. I really do. I enjoyed it all the way through. It is.
Wasn't live.
Hold on, Frank. It is schlock. It is so cheesy and stupid that it became so stupid that I enjoyed myself watching it, like a bad B movie, and I loved watching it. I gave it an 8. And we'll go in reverse. So, Frank, you're next.
And that's why we all think you're a masochist.
I am.
No,
This is why the aliens won't talk to us.
it's a solid 8. Yeah, I like it.
Frank, that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm scared if you go on, but is that it?
I mean, when you have the same guy playing a different character because he's got a different name tag on his leotard, I mean, you gotta
Where'd
love
Adam go?
you gotta
Adam's left the building.
you gotta. I mean,
He's crying.
and the pinky. Why the pinky?
The Dr. Evil pinky.
It was the Dr. Evil pinky. Like,
These are the specifics we're waiting for. So hold off on specifics. Overall, I agree with you completely about the fucking pinky. But what is this episode's fucked? But Frank, continue.
but I mean, they all took it so fucking seriously.
This is what I'm saying. It's schlock.
Yeah, dude. This is straight like grade A Gouda cheese, dude.
You got to breathe, Adam.
Adam, who do we call if shit goes wrong right now?
I don't know. I'm running the stream, so good luck.
It was hysterical, man. It was hysterical, and she was so ugly. God damn,
She's beautiful.
she was so homely looking.
Yeah.
And then it was a great camera
She looks
trick.
like Bill Mooney.
No, she reminded me of that girl from True Grit, the one that was in True Grit with John Wayne. I know that there's like a complete age gap and they're not the same people, but I was thinking this lady, I've seen her in a Western somewhere, like a little bit of Sandra Locke and a little bit of that girl from True Grit.
Yeah, I see that.
Both homely women, by the way.
Frank, continue.
Yeah, and then at the end, I thought it was a good camera trick to have the same chick talk to herself, but with her. But the
specifics, Frank. Overall,
I gave it like an 8. You know, like
right.
I because the acting, you know, it was good because it was just like so, like you know. At least the rules of this world.
You're getting head shakes from. How do I do this?
But yeah,
This is definitely a 2-team review, man. This is going to be some interesting shit.
I was
with you guys.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought that's it. It was an 8 and I thought it was good because it was it's just good Twilight Zone stuff. There you go. And it was a Beaumont, so there you go. It at least was written well.
One of it, maybe his last one, if not one of the last ones. Before
it was his last one, yeah.
He died. Charles, sorry, before we get to you, Adam, real quick. Charles Beaumont died at age 38, which is the real age of the guy from the last episode, Self-Improvement of Salvador Ross. Not 26.
Yeah, he died like it was like a few months after he wrote this, right?
Yeah, he had a mixture of Pick's disease and
Charles Beaumont comes through with another.
Sorry.
No, Pick's disease and early onset Alzheimer's. What?
Wow, really? At 38, Alzheimer's? That sucks.
Yeah, that's what it's. Both of them hit him like way fucking early in life. But that it truly is fucking tragic. Let's not go down that road though. Let's stick to the schlock of this episode. Adam,
are you sure? Are you sure I can go now? Can I finally go now?
Go for it.
If we're doing scores, this is a 4 out of 10 because the acting in this is so fucking bad. All right, compared to the last one, like you guys hated the acting in the last one. Acting didn't bother me. This one, I'm like, everybody talking, I'm like, shut the fuck up through the whole thing. The acting is abysmally bad. All the actors,
3 voices for all.
There's 3 actors, and you couldn't find 3 actors better than this to play multiple personalities. Fuck off. Seriously.
You got number 12, number 8, the guy, and
they're so bad. They're all just really bad. The message is bad. The episode is bad. Also, want to mention they jacked the same set from the one that we were talking about last week from 515. It's the same fucking set.
Same set.
It's just different angle, a little bit different lighting, but the same fucking set.
Barely any different.
Ugh.
I completely agree with Adam.
And Jansen and I had a field day with the costumes in this one too. They are so like
they are bad shit insane.
When he takes that cape off in like scene 2, I about lost my shit. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Like I like the concept that they have name tags so that you can tell who's who, because holy fuck, what a world. But what are the odds of somebody having the same fucking name? You know, I mean,
here's how you fake your death in this world.
Change your name tag.
I'm Cleo now.
Hey, look, I'm Carl now. Fuck y'all. Yeah,
that's all right.
I didn't do it. Carl did it. See, look, it's on his name tag. He fucking did it right there.
Minority
How do we work as a society when everybody
Fuck
looks
this episode.
all the
Damn it.
That's his fucking name tags.
The two people running for president are the exact same person.
Yeah.
No. Wait.
Yes.
The Sigmund Freud guy, like, her name is Sig. They called me Sig. Fuck off. Seriously, that acting is so bad.
That was straight Nazi right there.
It was stupid. It was fucking stupid. Yeah.
Very Nazi message.
I hate this episode.
Oh,
I do.
Adam, are you done? Sorry.
Yeah.
This whole episode was a fucking dumpster fire. I gave it a 4 as well. I think it's hot garbage, and I want it to burn.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
And I hope it burns in hell.
I literally felt malice in my heart every time one of the girls spoke on the screen. I was like, I hate you, and I want you to die.
Here's the problem. I agree with everything everyone said.
Okay.
The acting is terrible. The story is stupid. Charles Beaumont wrote it, so I like the writing. I agree with both of those simultaneously. How?
Pause for a second. So if you didn't know that Charles Beaumont wrote this, would you still like it?
Yeah, I would. Because I like it because it's stupid.
Okay.
Because it's so cheesy and bad that I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? It felt like an Andy Sedaris movie, Adam.
Yeah, dude.
What am I watching? This is insanity.
This grader had a dream, went to school, and was like, "Hey guys, let's play."
You guys are talking over each other.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, Leia Red.
Who's going? You, me.
Nancy,
Me?
go.
I was gonna say it felt like a 6th grader had a dream, went to school, and started making a play with their friends in the back of the kindergarten, and they got all the costumes that they had on hand and wrote their shitty script with the vocabulary that they had.
I agree.
Okay,
Frank, rebuttal.
He just got all washed out by
the simplest things.
Okay.
Frank, start over. What?
Sometimes the greatest things are the simplest things.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was fun to watch, but I also hated every minute of it.
And
No,
again, I agree with both of you.
Yeah. I mean, it's each his own.
It's
Guys, you got to put yourselves in the thought and the shoes of the future of the year 2000. Okay, so imagine a future,
what a world
where people are going to.
It was interesting. Yeah, it was basically a dystopian world of, after the Nazis won World War II, obviously.
Moon of Jupiter and dying there. Because that's what happened to her father. He went to the Jupiter moon and died, apparently.
Did it though? Is that what really happened to her father,
what they
Phoenix?
said several times in the episode. That's why I'm like, this fucking episode is insane. It's insanity.
Those costumes were a trip. That's the only reason I'm giving it 4 points. Those fucking costumes. And Ugly Girl, the focus of our episode this evening, was trying to act. I don't think she was the worst one in the episode, but still, this was some shit material, and I've seen better performances.
Sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know Frank said she was homely as fuck. I didn't think she was that bad.
No.
She was decent.
All it is she didn't have makeup on, her hair wasn't done. That's it. That's as ugly as she gets. Like, there's no, yeah.
You could tell that they had to try to make her ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shelley Duvall had a career. Don't fucking tell me this woman's homely, okay? Shelley Duvall had a career.
They are kind of like they didn't comb her hair. They made her eyes look weird. They
Yeah.
kept showing angles that didn't flatter the actress compared to other episodes where they give the glamour lighting.
Yeah, they didn't have the glow filter on her. Yeah.
And she had that like horrible like sport from Bewitching Pool sound, like like Rocky the Squirrel, Southern accent. You know.
I agree with everything everyone said so far.
That's where I know her from. Wasn't this woman in To Kill a Mockingbird?
Who
Is this the one? The one that was the subject of the trial? The one that had the guy bust up the Shifero? Isn't this her?
Wait, what?
She's the one that got raped and murdered?
Yes, allegedly. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks an awful. It's like I've seen this woman somewhere before.
I feel like you just looked it up on IMDb.
No, I mean I should. Yeah.
I thought that's what you're doing right there.
No, I'm going to now.
Let's take Jansen's on us. I can tell Jansen's doing it.
I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm looking at the other monitor. You know I'm doing it.
Doing it, baby. I'm doing it.
Okay. In case you haven't seen this episode for some fucking reason, stop right now. Go ahead and watch it. This is one I would say you have to watch to get anything out of what we're talking about.
The answer is yes, by the way. She was in To Kill.
Okay, that's where I saw her from before. Okay.
She's a distinctive actress. She again
very same, like the same character almost. Yeah.
Wilma Moomy. It's got to be related to him. The I love this because it, like I said, it feels like a shitty B movie where you're like, I love this. It's terrible. I love this. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I feel like that where I'm like,
it's bad that it's good.
Yeah, everything's terrible in the episode. The clothing, the dialogue, the actors, everything is bad.
I see.
The salad bowl on the head connected to a wall AC.
I know.
Oh God! And the machine.
Pinky. Like, what could he? What is he getting out of that tape? Like, it's
we never find out.
It was like,
you have good intelligence, good reasoning.
There's about 15 plot MacGuffins on that tape.
He's on like a fruit roll-up wrapper, and he's like, everything looks great.
It's just a tape of straw man, yeah.
Yeah,
and that's it's so bad. It's great. It's the part of my heart that does B movie battle for a reason. I love this shit where you're like, oh, this is terrible. I just want to watch it and watch it. It's not a good episode. It's not.
Oh, she was also in Jaws too. Interesting. Okay, sorry.
As the shark.
Yeah. The mother of the shark.
That's the only way I could excuse this.
I do not remember number 2 at all. Nope.
This movie has 100% vote for the fuck category on my fuck, marry, kill.
Good.
Yeah, I meant to put kid, but I pressed fuck on accident.
Yeah, well now you're an agreement there. Otherwise it would have been 50-50, but you fucked that up.
Thanks, Jansen.
Yeah.
God damn it. No.
Now it's in the best category of all. The fuck bucket.
Fuck bucket.
That's where it is.
Here, let me have a glass of instant smile while I'm at it.
That right there is a reason to hate this episode. For me, it's a reason to love it.
And honestly, the show
What?
Jeremy?
I heard you background echo.
Oh, sorry. I said the show, I was in it up until that point. As soon as she said that, I was like, oh, fuck, here we go.
I started laughing so hard. And actually what happened was I went, that's what Adam was saying in our group chat.
Yeah.
And I was watching with Natala and she's like, I was like, yeah, I get it now.
I get that reference.
I first saw that and I hadn't watched the episode yet. And I was like, that's too weird to not be something from what we're about to look at. So that's just ridiculous.
Can I ask you this, Jansen? What was your point of no return for this episode? Mine was when we meet Dr. Sid. They called me Dr. Sid. Tell me about your mother. That I couldn't. There was no turning back after that. I was fucking done.
Dr. Sid was kind of funny.
So bad, dude.
I didn't make it that far. As soon as that guy whipped off that cape, I was done. All of this.
It lost you a lot earlier than me.
What are we've been doing for 40 years? Wearing capes and leotards? Give me a fucking break.
A lot of leotards. You were going to see a lot of tight packages in this episode.
Oh,
all one actor.
Well, actually, yeah.
The women have many choices. The men have
Yeah.
One dude.
One dude.
Oh,
You could be one guy.
Like they couldn't even show us another dude that they could have chose from. Like just a list of. We just assumed that all the men look exactly alike. Well,
that would have
fuck you.
required,
Yeah.
that would have required them to pay a second actor.
Yeah. There you go. There's where the budget really comes in and kicks you in the balls. It's like, well, we can't afford another actor today, so you don't even really need an actor. Just somebody you can take a picture of. You could have cut something out of the Sears catalog and stuck it.
No
up
man's
there.
willingly going up to Hollywood and saying, "Hey, can I wear a leotard and you can take pictures of me?"
I don't know. These actors seem like the type of people that walk up and say, "Can I wear a leotard and be in a bad movie?" Yeah.
I'm here.
I can do accents. Look, see, I'm like Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund
Except
Friend.
you call me
His
Sigmund.
name was Sigmund Friend.
Yeah,
Sigmund Friend. Fuck you, Twilight Zone. God damn it.
Like at that point, you might as well just call him Sigmund Freud.
Yeah.
If I could, can I draw another B movie comparison?
Go for it.
Now, Adam, you're our resident B movie guy.
Thank you.
Apart from me. No.
True. You've been at it longer than I have. Yeah.
Italian movies. They rip off American movies like crazy, right?
Everything. Absolutely everything.
Pink Floyd soundtrack to their Terminator and anything Arnold Schwarzenegger's ever done.
And I agree that some of them are wonderfully bad. Yeah.
Yes. This feels like that to me because it feels like Charles Beaumont ripping off Aldous Huxley, like Brave New World, Liquid Smiles, or whatever the fuck it was.
This is like The Last Shark, aka Great White, ripping off of Jaws. Absolutely, 100%.
It feels like a cheesy beam, like rip off of some sci-fi book he read 20 years previous, like Aldous Huxley, Brave New World, Island, something like that. And he just read that and he goes, "All right, I'll do my version of that." And you're like, his dementia version of that, and that's what I fucking love about it. It's a guilty pleasure episode. I haven't seen this in fucking 20 years at this point.
I'll never watch it for another 20 years.
It makes me want to watch it again. I watched it again today.
I hope I never watch it again.
I watched it twice in the last 3 days.
That's 35 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
Yeah, I watched it 3 times since like last week. Yeah.
It's gonna take me like at least 3 glasses of instant smile to get through it.
Can I just say this, guys, to the newcomers here? Watch it again and just go B movie, shitty B movie, and watch it again, and you'll have the time of your life. You're like, what the fuck are they doing?
And drink
If you take it seriously, you're gonna hate it.
and just drink a fifth of Jack Daniels while you're doing it. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
AKA instant smile.
I say do the same thing when you drive to work. If you enjoy your drive to work better.
Makes it go by quick.
Yeah, the chair he had at the desk that he sat at was hysterical. It was like a standing chair. Like I don't know what.
Oh, I saw that.
It was like, what is he sitting on? He's sitting, but he's standing, but he's sitting. What
It's a B movie.
We need a fucking ridiculous chair for you to sit on. So we took the bottom off this bar stool and we want you to just sit here and balance on it.
Yeah, it's like is this like was the seat like literally 45 degrees?
Yeah, I think it's like which those chairs exist now. I don't know if they did back then, but
You bought them at IKEA. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm looking at him like that looks so comfortable.
that was probably the closest translation to what's actually happening in the year 2000.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
But yeah, like I saw them like that's such an interesting choice.
Now that we're 20 minutes into the episode, let's talk about the actual episode that we're watching. Our main character, whose name is fucking ugly redhead, she is just turned 18. So you can
Maryland,
whoever you want. And sure, and you can tell she doesn't want to be. I guess that when you turn an adult, you have to do the surgery to become one of a catalog that the bureau sends over. And you have to go through catalog, and number 12 was what her mom chose, and the maid chose, and everyone chooses. But then she chooses 8 at the end on accident. So why the fuck is it called number 12? Looks just like you. I have no idea. But she doesn't want to become that because her dad seems like a weird fucking communist, like propagandist, where he thinks beauty should be in each person, should be about who you are, which obviously is correct. But he implanted her with these ideals that the society, the government, the obsolete man government that exists in this episode doesn't believe in. And
it's like Big Brother in 1984.
Yeah, it's George Orwell shit.
I got that vibe. It felt so lazily done though, man. It's like
George Orwell, Aldous Huxley. There you go. Have fun, these two guys. And so basically everyone for the rest of the episode is trying to talk her into getting this surgery, this elective surgery. Not even elective at this point. The surgery where you turn into one of the people from the catalog. Everyone looks the same. Everyone's super happy. Feels like they also fuck with your mind, right? They don't really say that, but clearly it's true. Because otherwise, the point of the episode is you look pretty, you feel great. That's going against their point.
You know, she popped out pretty quick and she was like, "Look, yay!"
Yeah, I have
Lobotomy.
I have problems with that part too, because like the whole message is supposed to be like individuality and like succumbing to vanity and shit like that, but then it fucking happens and there's no resolution. Like
that's what I'm saying. Either they fuck with your brain.
You know, this is what. Yeah, exactly.
They must fuck with your brain.
Yeah,
she did a fucking She did a brainwash after just from the surgery.
Yeah, she had a full on like lobotomy.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's the only thing you can assume, because otherwise it was she's pretty. There. Oh, the point is she's pretty, therefore she feels accepted and happy.
Yeah,
and it didn't feel like that because they all. It's almost like a mantra. Her friend Valerie or whatever, it's just like she said some weird poem thing. I forget what it was. Do you guys remember?
I wanted to write that down because when they were saying that was another one of those fuck you moments where I'm like, oh, really? Somebody wrote this. Why did they write this?
Someone tweeted to me when I shared that we're going to do this episode.
Yes, tell us what that fucking
I'm
little poem was. It's like something you'd write on a motivational poster, okay, and put in a doctor's office somewhere.
Talk amongst yourselves here. I'm gonna try to find it. Or nobody speak at all. Cool.
Yeah, I mean,
and I hate you.
I'm trying to think. Like,
I got it right here, Phoenix.
You got it.
Life is pretty. Life is fun. I am all, and all are one.
Oh, God. It sounds like something that like a bunch of hippies would sing in a circle.
Well, it sounds like it's supposed to be some like mantra of the colony, but nobody ever says it before or after, so it's like just kind of falls flat. Like, what was that about?
Did the Manson girls also sing that same song? That's what I want to know.
Probably.
I mean, you know, I did like the part where, you know, he said, you know, she named like a bunch of authors and
Shakespeare.
Yeah, he's like, you know, it's illegal to read any of that. And
That's why I said obsolete man government.
Yeah, all those books were burned and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, you know, it's kind of interesting, like the world that they set themselves in.
Yeah, I mean that ties into the post World War II if Hitler won the battle bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's an episode, Jansen, I would say that's my number 2 favorite episode of all time. Obsolete Man.
Okay.
Good one to watch. Very similar to this with the government, except they actually go into the government in that episode. That's what it's about. This one, they're just kind of like, our government. He's like, those books are banned. That's all they go into it with. It's such a shitty, pale imitation of great episodes and great books that you've read. Like 1984, obviously.
Illusions.
Yeah, this one's like a half an hour of why don't you want to be like everybody else?
No, this one's
the mom never gets it.
Yeah, see, this is just a half hour of them trying to make her say yes, I do before they do it. So it's easier on them because they're just going to somehow be in a room that you stumbled into,
right?
At this, like,
yeah, at the age of 18, you surrender your individuality and become a stereotype. That's like a rite of passage for this society. It's like, okay.
At some point, she's locked in a room, sedated. She gets up and walks out and like hides against the wall as a nurse.
Yeah, that was another one. Like, oh, nobody ever. Well, so that works now, huh?
And I was like,
instant camouflage.
When it eventually happened, and when she walked into the room, I think the nurse just didn't give a shit because no matter where she goes, there's someone that looks like these people that are going to do surgery for her. I feel like there's like 15 of those spots where they're set up for surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter where she walked into, they're going to do the surgery.
Well, and the dumb thing too is that they like Frank was saying, they never get her consent, and she just randomly walks into a room and they take her and do it anyway. Like,
yeah,
fuck? If that's going to be the case, why didn't you just do it to begin with?
Also, how does the police work in a society like this? Like, did you get a police report? Did you get a description of the assailant? Well, yeah, he looks like number 12.
It's authoritarian. There's
fuck.
No.
I think the idea is that everybody's supposed to be happy and healthy, so there's no crime, right?
Okay,
I'm Frank now. I slapped something out new on my chest here. Although it's like sewn in their shirt, so you gotta steal the motherfucker's shirt now. Luckily, it fits because you're the exact same fucking person.
You know what I was thinking of too, Phoenix? Remember that X-Files episode where that guy used to like persuade people he was somebody else? He just had to take like a piece of paper and write something on it and then pin it on his shirt and everybody would buy it. Way better episode than this. You know,
there's also a Tales from the Crypt episode, if I remember. That's kind of like that too.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait till we get to that one.
Me too. I just remembered it right now.
Nice.
As you said that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. But Frank, did this not remind you, because last year we watched Seconds on my birthday.
Yeah.
Did this not remind you a little bit of that? Only in a terrible way, because that movie's great. Like the surgery, and everyone looked the same, and they try to. The guy even looks like Rock Hudson.
Yeah. All right. Is kind of
It's also kind of disturbing behavior. If you guys remember that movie.
I don't know if I've seen that one or not. I remember. I recognize the title, but I don't think I've watched it.
It's Katie Holmes and James Marsden.
Oh, okay.
It's a good movie, but
definitely haven't seen that one.
And like again, this episode is exactly what Twilight Zone is. It's just how it is. You know, that's the beauty of it. You go, what the fuck? You know,
I've never felt this way watching a Twilight Zone episode though. This is a first for me. That's why I was like, oh, this is so schlocky. It's like Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I watching?
You've never seen this one before?
No, I've seen it before, but I didn't
X versus Sever.
I watched it when I bought the Blu-ray or the DVDs back in 2003 or 4.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw it, and I was kind of like just getting through them, you know. So this time I really watched it like within a, focusing on what the actual story is and how I feel about it. Before I was just watching it just to watch it.
Right.
Now I'm watching it going like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are they doing this?
They're all just out of their goddamn mind. They're all brainwashed.
Not the people, the whoever made this episode, the filmmakers in the Charles Beaumont script, it is batshit lunacy.
Yeah.
It's nonsense all the way through, and it's so schlocky and awful that I loved it.
It's so bad, and they took it so seriously.
They probably thought it was like cutting edge shit. Oh, we're gonna make a world where it looks like it's the year 2000, and it's gonna be fucking sick. And everybody's gonna be
and they all look like they're at a hell spa.
Did you see that Twilight Zone episode? I hope that shit's real.
Problem is, it's already been done so many times by this in science fiction books.
Yeah,
that it wasn't. So I really feel like Charles Beaumont bought this script off someone and put his name on it.
Sure,
or
but I mean, like,
read Huxley and
what are the film or TV adaptations that might have been around that had an example of it, right? So like if there wasn't anything, they were the first to do that and get something exciting out of it. I could see why that would be appealing.
Yeah, on paper, this sounds like a good idea.
Sure.
And then you watch it and you go, why is that motherfucker wearing a cape?
No, I mean,
wearing tights.
It sounded like a good idea until they only threw 60.
Why is he talking like Sigmund Freud?
Sigmund Friend.
Sigmund Friend. Fuck you.
Like I said, it sounded like a good idea until they only threw like $100 at it and didn't give a shit.
Dude, that's generous. At least 50 that went to instant smile in a glass.
Shit, those portraits probably cost $500.
Instant smile, ladies and gentlemen.
That bottle's freaky every time you hold it up.
Like, didn't like Lana's maid seem like she was a robot or something?
I was gonna say, it seems like that one episode on VHS.
It's like, is she supposed to be an android, or she just root like that? like they fucked up the lobotomy like too bad on her when they
She
did
was,
her.
she was another defector. She,
Yeah.
she pushed back.
Yeah. It's like they
She's definitely not number 6 from the Cylons. Okay, let's just say that.
they went a little bit too deep on the frontal lobe there on her. Whoops. She was the whoopsie.
What was with the surgeons at the end? The fucking the bug masks that they're wearing before they start operating.
Yeah,
I almost forgot about that till you mentioned it. I blocked that out. Yeah,
there's a picture on IMDb of them wearing that
hairnet, shower cap.
Yeah, they have like belts on with all their surgical instruments. Like
I was mentally checked out after Sigmund Friend is entrance, and I was trying desperately to make something out of this episode. And I was just like, no, it's not doing it.
Why does her mom Lana have like a fucking Flava Flav pimp chain around her neck?
Thank you. I was looking at that too.
Because she's hardcore, dude.
Bitch, you're standing out too much. I'm gonna need you to tone it down.
I looked at the pictures on IMDb. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about with the masks.
The masks.
Now I see it. It looks like beekeeper masks.
That's what I'm saying. They're like bug masks.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Like they're like nuts. But
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! Oh, my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
I love the girl. I love the girl just standing in the background wearing the bee costume, just like, what the fuck? What is going on right here?
So wants to kill Nick Cage though.
Yeah.
That movie was just so.
That movie is very. I mean, it's kind of perfect that
it's similar to this.
Yeah, it's perfect because it's both terrible and fascinating, which is what I find this episode to be. Where I'm like, why are they making these decisions? I have no idea, but I can't stop watching it. So I was like, what? This is awful, but I love it.
It does fit the concept like you're pitching, where it sounds good on paper, but then they just blow every step of execution like so bad that it becomes a so bad it's good movie. Yeah.
And I don't think they blew anything. I think they made what they wanted to make. It's just insane.
I'm still giving it a 4.
I'm not trying to convince you. I don't give a shit. This is why I love it. I love it for the wrong reason.
It is not the worst episode I've seen, but it is definitely painfully below average.
You can't deny, though, it's more entertaining in a bad way than a lot of the bad episodes.
I don't know if I want to sit through this one again, though. I don't know if I like it enough to do
It's
that.
not boring. It's not, but you're just like.
Well, like I told you in the text a couple days ago, I started to watch it. Like I was 5 minutes into it, I'm like, oh, this episode. And I turned it off and watched a movie instead. I'm like, I'll watch this episode later. I don't want to sit through this right now because I remembered it.
I wouldn't hold it against you if you said it's terrible. If you said it was great, I kind of do hold it against you. It is bad schlock that I really enjoy watching for the wrong reasons. I think they made the episode they wanted to make, and that is what makes it hilarious because it is not what they're going for. It's not Obsolete Man. It's not Asimov's sci-fi books. It's not iRobot. It's nothing like that. It's just terrible, schlocky mess. It's like one of the bad X-Men movies where you're like, what the fuck is going on? Who is this Apocalypse character? It's schlock.
It'd be like going to the theater and expecting like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, and then they show like Pandemic, Shock and Terror. You know, it's like because all that is a remake of The Birds, but like a really bad remake of The Birds. Yeah.
It's a bad B movie. Like I said, it's entertaining as hell. I think Mike Myers watched this and went, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that for Dr. Evil."
You think?
Because Rex does this, Dr. Rex. And
Rex is a terrible actor. Whoever that guy is, I can't stand him. Every role he played was a slightly more disingenuous than the first one.
I was like, he's like going down the list. He's like, yep. It's like, oh, that's so weird.
Okay, have you guys ever seen the TV show Burn Notice?
Yeah.
Okay, Burn Notice. The main guy that's in Burn Notice. It's like
Jeremy Donovan.
Jeffrey Donovan. That's it. Jeffrey Donovan is a spy who has been fired. It's in
Jason.
Throughout the course of the show, you see him play various different roles, and each one is more convincing than the one before it. He gets to play a lot of different parts. Same with Battlestar Galactica. Number 6 gets to play a lot of different parts throughout that show as well, because Cylons. So
is that Edward James Olmos?
No. Number 6 is
the original.
Trisha Helfer, the blonde.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you're gonna play an episode where people are playing multiple roles,
like Eddie Murphy as a member of the Clumps.
There you go.
Each one is more believable than the last.
Correct.
Right. That's what
Yes.
you're getting at.
Sure, that's a good example as well. Yeah, just somebody that can do. This guy was a terrible actor. He just really made me laugh. Like it's like Sigmund Friend. Sure, if you say so.
He was
Frank's got something to say.
He was in the episode that made me start this podcast, though.
Oh, okay.
So he's in the episode with the most Twilight Zone episode ever.
The guy doesn't remember his
person or persons unknown.
Yeah.
Where he freaks out and throws himself through a window while talking to a psychiatrist. And I went, holy shit, I have to do a podcast about this. And then it took me 3 years to get to that episode.
Frank, you're over there shaking your head. What do you got, man?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You smoke too much.
No, I was just listening to what you guys were saying. I was laughing. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Frank,
I
you're
don't have any thought about it. I was just laughing at what you said.
I thought you had something.
No,
Frank. Since we're kind of on the same page, and then those two over there in the hate it category, which I completely agree with.
Listen,
hold on. I agree with their category. I agree with our category.
Yeah.
Do you agree with everything they're saying though? Because I do.
I mean, for the most part, they're right, but that's why I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
Right. So that's a difference of like perspective, right? You guys enjoy that type of shit, whereas Adam and I tend to probably not.
Even though Adam does
like to see the train wreck.
I do. I like trash. Yeah.
I don't know. I think after watching 5 seasons of it, you know what to look for. That it's good but maybe I don't know.
I will agree. If this were in the middle of season 2, kind of what you're saying, Frank. If this were like halfway through season 2, I'd be like, "Fuck this episode."
Yeah, it would be terrible.
But by now, I'm looking for anything I enjoy.
Yeah, me too. That's just a thing.
Anything slightly or remotely just hinting of the fact that yes, it is still a Twilight Zone episode. I do enjoy, and this one did so.
And part of what pisses me off is I think this episode on paper, they could have made a good episode about this.
Mm-hmm.
That was quality, had commentary at the time, even though it's futuristic, year 2000 bullshit. I think they could have written something into it where it ended up being like a really quality episode. But they're like, no, let's make Ed Wood. Let's do something fucking terrible.
Let's make Plan 9 from outer space.
A cape. Give him a Sigmund Friend name. Give him like a salad bowl in the head connected to an AC unit in the wall. What the fuck? So many bad decisions that made me just go like, why?
Can you imagine even in the future if your name was Sigmund Friend and you were went to psychiatry school, how bad you'd get beaten up by your classmates? Seriously, you'd be beaten to your own within an inch of your life.
Yeah,
you'd have to.
That's not a name that you're born with. That's a name that you choose later in life. You're like,
yeah, that's his rock star name. That's his porno name. Yeah.
You got in the back of his head and the spine area, so his hand has to do this. Oh, that's a different guy. That's a different character. Sorry, same actor.
I get where you guys are coming from as far as wanting to have that aspect of the Twilight Zone. For me personally, from what I've seen, I expect that the Twilight Zone invokes something more deep thought than what this did. And I don't know if that's execution.
Yeah, I was expecting that too. Yeah.
If it was just the poor execution, fine, I understand it. But obviously, they had more time and money that they could have thrown at this to bring that to reality for me.
Not in season 5.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, just
Go watch
fair
Obsolete Man. Go watch Obsolete Man. You'll get what you need. Like what this episode should have been is Obsolete Man. So go watch that, and you go, that's what they're going for. That's a great episode. Burgess Meredith.
Yeah.
Illusions, Mr. Like, that. You get
Illusions.
Great episode. It really is.
Good shit.
It just, oh my god, this is episode so schlocky. I love it. And you guys are right. It is a 4. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah, it's a 4, but all the reviews on IMDb are like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. This movie is fucking great. I'm like, were we watching the same thing?
Yeah.
Fucking
I almost want to review it either as an 8 and go, oh, this is a sarcastic review, or as a 4 and go, no, seriously, it's better than 4, but I'm going to give it an honest rating because there's 2 parts where I'm like, I want to be honest, and I love the schlock, and those 2 are at war here, you know.
So what are you at, like a 6?
I still gave it an 8 because I love how schlocky it is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Hey, this episode's about conformity, dude, and you're just conforming to what everybody else is putting on there. I need you to cut it out.
You're right.
I don't look.
You don't look. It's right next to the rating.
Halfway through the episode,
I have not looked it up.
No.
Yeah.
I was like, this episode's fun in a bad way. It's the same way I love Die Hard with a Vengeance. Like, if you look it up, people do not agree. I'm like, I fucking love this movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, great.
I like Die Hard with Vengeance a lot. That's one of the better ones.
I like it better than the first one.
Yeah, it's got some good story going on there and some good acting. Yeah.
Anyone else? No. Third one sucks.
I think we brought it up a little bit, but that final camera angle of her looking at herself in the mirror and seeing the friends and family behind her, that was pretty good shit for the time period.
Cheap, but pretty good.
Cheap,
yeah.
but
Would have been better if we would have seen while she's smiling a single tear.
Yeah, it would have.
That would have brought it up to a 6 for me. Just that.
I agree.
Just give me that. Yeah.
I completely agree. The story didn't pan out. They should have had more in the end where she had some of her humanity left, but she had nothing left. She was just as vapid as the rest of them.
And like the last episode that we reviewed, it's like, remember how we're talking about things earned? I don't feel like we earned that drastic transformation. I don't feel like we there wasn't enough resistance there to show you how tragic and terrible that everybody is stripped of their individuality in the future.
Only thing that would have like raised it up to a 6 for me is if she turned around and like cut the voice box out of every woman on that show.
Yeah.
I watched that. God. So in the last episode, clearly the same apartment is a short drink from a certain fountain. This episode, clearly the same hallway from the Long Morrow.
Mm-hmm.
They're just reusing sets at this point. New producer who didn't give a shit about the show really. Rod's not involved. We're left with just the scraps. Charles Beaumont's dying. It's just that's why I say at season 5, I take what I can get. If
there's 3 leotards and like 6 name tags. That's it. That's the budget.
1 male actor for the show. That was it.
And they picked the worst fucking one. Like porno male actors are better than this, you know?
I thought he did just fine.
I did too, but he's playing cheesy. He's playing stupid.
He took it seriously. That's what I like about it.
I don't.
Yeah, I can see Frank's point of view on that. I think he was trying to adapt to what
he was going to do it.
Yeah.
This was his demo reel for Better Things. Like, look, guys, I can do accents. I can play multiple personalities. I can act. I'm acting. See, I can do accents. I can do the accents good.
Behind my legs in that episode. Do you see that? That's commitment.
So the other episode,
I can act like an old man. See,
the other episode that he's in, you brought it up earlier. How was he in that?
He's appropriately hammy.
Okay, but
he does the most Twilight Zone acting, where he's like, "You gotta believe me," that sort of thing. He's a Twilight Zone actor. I don't know how he's outside of that. I don't give a shit.
So I feel like with the majority of this stuff, it's like daytime television actors trying to like
Not
break out.
daytime. It's like Gunsmoke and
Like trying to moonlight over Twilight Zone.
That was back during that time, Jansen, where it's like you were either in TV or in movies, and TV was frowned upon by the movie industry. It wasn't like simultaneous like it is now. Yeah.
I'm sure if I go through the 2 women or 3 women, whatever it was that were on this list, they're probably all in soap operas.
3, yeah.
Yeah, General Hospital for sure.
And they were all also in this movie called Hitler.
You know who the main actress reminds me of? Not so much Shelley Duvall is Sissy Spacek.
Yeah, I get a little of that vibe.
Reminds me of Carrie.
Little Sissy Spacek and a little bit of Clint Eastwood's girlfriend. I just mentioned her name earlier. What the fuck? Sandra Locke. Yeah.
If you want to see a good Sandra Locke Clint Eastwood movie, what was that?
Outlaw Josie Wales.
No, the other one.
Every Which Way But Loose.
No, where they go from Arizona to.
It's only 100 credits.
Oh, The Gauntlet.
Gauntlet. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a fun one.
Very underrated movie.
Yeah.
Gauntlet. I'll second that.
Outlaw Josie Wales is just amazing. No denying that. But Gauntlet's just fun. I wouldn't say it's amazing though. I bored those 2 guys. Let's talk about something else. They are both spaced out.
Sorry, guys.
My throbbing Clint Eastwood erection.
Basic.
Sissy Spacek is fucking weird looking.
I mean,
You've seen Sissy Spacek. It's Carrie.
Yeah, no, I
yeah, okay.
She's in the first season of Castle Rock, and she's awesome.
Oh, really? I need to see that yet.
Castle Rock is awesome. Watch that show.
Down in Castle Rock.
Yeah,
that's Rock.
Legit.
Sissy Spacek was also awesome in JFK, but fucking everybody was awesome in that movie. Great fucking movie.
Especially
another movie that I think I've watched once because it's like 6 hours long.
Yeah, it's terrible long, but man, it's great.
Who Make Your Night? When they're all painted gold during when Kevin Bacon's explaining what happened back then. So fucked. That movie's fucking weird.
No, who's weird is Joe Pesci in that fucking movie. That's not one of his finer performances.
Gone Fishing is a great.
I expected more from Joe Pesci. Damn it, you let me down only once.
I've heard him rap before. I've lost all.
Oh yeah, he's a great rapper though.
Oh yeah, he gets it down.
Can we play some Joe Pesci rapping for about 10 seconds?
No, please. No.
I mean, you say no, but I'm clearly gearing it up.
Why did I bring it up?
This is amazing.
God damn it, Frank.
The man's a rap artist, okay?
Get ready.
It's a rap god. It's a rap idol.
Everybody follows when I'm ready to go. No need to show off. They already know I'm a wise guy.
And enough not to get banned by YouTube there.
Thanks.
So that's Joe Pesci rapping. He's a wise guy. I don't want to get Adam's channel flag there.
I don't think Joe Pesci's really, chasing people for that money, for that, amount of whatever.
And pause.
It's a stupid
Adam.
AI thing.
It's on you, Adam. And Adam's taking too long. What do I do?
What?
Well,
I was waiting for you to play the what did he have?
Oh, well, see, I already played that once. Now it wouldn't be funny anymore.
Bitch, are you for real?
There we go. Okay. As long as we get Rudy Ray Moore in there somehow. Frank, you're shaking your head like you don't know why we did that. Do you know what just happened?
No.
You spoke for a while, lost yourself, and went, oh, never mind. Leaving us all baffled what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
AIDS!
Eggs? AIDS, not eggs.
Hey, Frank, take another hit, dude.
Guys, let's wrap it up.
Exactly.
Man,
Let's wrap it up. Hip, hop, hip it to the hop, to the bang, to the boogie, the bee.
Frank said all the vowels now.
I didn't even join this entire show.
So, guys, I love this episode in the worst way. I agree with you on your 4 scores, and I agree with me on my 8 score. I agree with all of it. It's a matter of perception.
Disagree with
It is a bad episode, but it's so schlocky. I loved it.
Yeah.
So, any parting words of wisdom from this episode? Anything
Yeah,
else?
I want to go on this one. If this is what is the highlights of season 5 going forward, Jansen and I are fucked. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bow out.
I'm kind of
Okay, bye. So,
Just joking. You know, I'm in it for the long haul.
season 5 is a long haul.
I guess, because if these are the highlights, holy shit, dude. Fuck.
We told you right off the bat, season 5 sucks.
There's been a couple of good episodes.
Yeah.
A couple that I like that you didn't like, and vice versa. So yeah.
And that's fine. This one was like a moment of levity for me. I'm like, oh, let's cut loose. I don't take it seriously. It's bad. It's
So
real bad. It's got
Yeah,
100% approval on Twitter.
My final thoughts are: I still believe this episode was a dumpster fire, and
it was just
you should do
it was
Burn in Hell episode about it.
It's bad, and you should feel bad.
I should do this episode on B-Movie Battle. Like, it's that bad.
Yeah,
it's
you could pit it up against another bad episode from season 5 and decide which one's worse.
Frank,
what?
you were trying to speak.
No, I was agreeing. with
Okay.
that. Yeah.
It's so bad. I don't want to use that word anymore. What I was going to say, but we're not going to come to an agreement here. This isn't court. We're not going to come to a consensus. So I give it an 8. You two gave it a 4. Frank, what'd you give it?
8.
Okay, so we got a 6 overall as an average.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
more than it deserves.
I won't disagree with you.
And what is IMDb?
Oh, I have no idea. Let's find out. 8.3.
Oh, please.
I want to know how many of those 8s are real, because mine's like oh my god, this is.
I want to know if we watched the same episode. If there's like a different cut of this out there somewhere. Is this the Snyder? Is there a Snyder cut of this episode too?
Well, I rated on how much I enjoyed it, not so much what I think the quality of the episode is.
So if you look at the demographic on it too, the people who gave it the most high ratings are females.
So they're probably thinking like People Magazine shoving this shit down our throats all the time.
Right. Well, I think it was, during the time period, it was a big topic for the world. It was conformity and all that shit.
So I can see, because even Matala was watching it. She goes, "This episode's written by females," and at the end she goes, "Oh no, it's written by men."
Is this before or after the McCarthy hearings? After? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was still very much in the public. That was in the public. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
it makes a little bit more sense.
I don't see how those are.
Well, I mean, the whole McCarthyism and accusing people of being communists and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's definitely some of that in this. At least I feel like it. You know,
I went to a Frank thing for you.
Oh, okay.
McCarthy hearings happened like a decade before this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, that was
50s.
Literally a decade.
Okay.
Of all the historic things that have happened, McCarthy hearings, I'm like, that's interesting.
No, I really do think it's just a reaction to like beauty magazines, because those are becoming popular this time. Beauty magazines telling you this, beauty magazines telling you that. You should be beautiful, don't be ugly, blah blah blah. That sort of shit. I think it's just a reaction to that. I don't know why a man had to write this. Who knows? Maybe a woman did write it, and Charles paid her.
Was Charles involved at the time? Maybe he had influence on this episode.
He wrote it.
He wrote it, yeah.
No, I'm saying like, was he involved with a woman at this time? Maybe he had reason to write an episode like this.
I don't know. I think he just bought an idea from someone.
Sure.
You know that little tape that they pulled out of the machine? I think the script was on that little tape. like the whole fucking thing.
I think the whole fucking plot was written on that.
It's so bizarre. I love it, but I can only repeat myself so many times. So let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
Well, like something, it's hard to say bad things. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't love it. I love it in the wrong way. So
Yeah.
I could say bad things all day about this, and it still won't change my opinion. But Jansen, do you want to play Red Dragon's radio?
Listen, I got no plugs myself, but I'd like to plug Red
Jansen.
Dragons Radio for my buddy over here, Frank Links.
Good, yeah.
Visit his website, listen to his shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's not my website, but thank you.
Whatever it is.
Adam?
I could plug RaidersOfLostFlix.com, but I'm going to plug Red Dragons Radio for my buddy Frank because that's the cool right thing to do.
Okay. Frank?
At LIWstudios.com.
Cool. And for me, I don't have any plugs.
Well, fuck you too, Adam. That's what that means.
There's nowhere I want to go.
Oops.
RedDragonsRadio.com, RaiseTheLostFlick.com. Check out the YouTube page, which is where we're streaming to right now. LIWstudios.com. Fuck Frank. And check out the Twitter feed, LIW, the TZ Review. Fuck Frank. And until next time, in the meantime, next time we're going to do, before we play the outro, fuck Frank, we're going to do Twilight Zone, the Black Leather Jackets episode, fuck Frank. And we're going to do the Tales From The Crypt episode, which is, I think, 619, fuck Frank, 99 and 100% pure horror is what it's called, Frank. And so that'll be next week. We're going to have my friend Richard fuck Frank Piers on that. And check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got 5 of us, so we're going to try to not talk over as much as we can, fuck Frank, and we're going to try to do a real show. We're already talking over each other and much, fuck Frank, with 4 people. So 5 people seems a bit aggressive, but we're going to try it. Guys, you all on board?
I'm down. Do it.
Fuck Frank.
I got the outro now.
Adam, why'd you say that?
Hey, Frank.
We're treated
Subliminal messages.
with herself. Improbable? Perhaps. But in an age of plastic surgery, bodybuilding, and an infinity of cosmetics, let us hesitate to say impossible. These and other strange blessings may be waiting in the future, which, after all, is the Twilight Zone. Mr. Surley, Earl Hamner Jr. brings his typewriter and his fertile mind back into the Twilight Zone next time with a program about visitors. On the surface, they're beatniks, a few raunchy-looking characters on motorcycles who draw into town one day. But once you meet them, you won't forget them. They're quite different from what they appear. On the Twilight Zone, Lee Consolving, Shelley Fabre, and Michael Forrest star in Black Leather Jackets.
So pause. This is an episode Frank has been telling me he loves for a while. And
Dirty fucking beatniks.
I remember hating this episode pretty fucking bad. So next week, guys, I'm really looking forward to it. I cannot tell you how excited I am to shut Frank down. This episode sucks.
Adam, let's take a pack. We're gonna back Frank on this next one, okay?
Got it. Done. In the bag. Done deal.
No. Okay. Let's go, Pesci.
It's so good. It's just
terrible.
It's dripping out of the bun.
It's one of our best posters that I've done.
Beatniks are too old for even me, guys, and I'm the oldest motherfucker here. So
this is gonna be interesting. I can't wait to get to this episode. We did. I'm a wise guy. So until next time. In the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Frank Links.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
And I'm Adam Wilcox.
So long, citizens. So long, Black Leather Jackets. 6.4 on IMDb, by the way.
Oh, it deserves it.
Hashtag Team Frank.
Like it doesn't mean it's not good. It's terrible.
So next week is one Twilight Zone and one
Tales From Crypt.
Tales From Crypt again. Okay, cool. Go. 6:30 again.
Be right back.
All right.
I mean, fuck Frank, we're leaving. So what? I don't know why you're. Fuck Frank.
Fuck Frank.
Goodbye, everybody. I guess it's still going, but let's just say, don't go to Red Dragons Radio. Just don't.
Fuck Frank.
Even though I like Don Mega, but fuck Frank. So get out of here. Podcast is over.
Yeah, it's just kind of stalling for me. It doesn't want to end.
Weird.
We could be live. We couldn't be. I couldn't really tell you.
Looks like we're live.
Are we? Okay. Yeah. First, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to end. Having trouble connecting. End broadcast.
Are we off?
Please check your internet.